we are doing a stream because whether anybody watches it or not, I need to do a stream. Hello, 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 good morning. Yes, we're not doing the model right now because, well, that would involve turning on some things and getting things ready, and instead I want to have a coffee. Ooh, coffee. I love a good coffee. I'm gonna have a coffee, we're gonna do some TouHou, and we're just gonna have fun, you know? It's gonna be good, it's gonna be good. I have some delicious, delicious coffee that probably will be fine. And today we're going to be playing some EoSD, and we might also be playing a little bit of my favorite, Isakaya. Hello, Forrest, how you doing? You're one of the few people I expected to show up this morning, so I'm glad you did. Hold on a second. I got him. Had to grab a thing. Don't worry, the Gunther hive mind is present and is here. Gonna unplug this thing. Gonna unplug a little bit here. And we're gonna hang out tonight. I wanna send you hugs in a box. Is that slang? Is this some sort of drug thing? Do not send drugs. I'm pretty sure the post office will take their drugs and then will smoke them themselves. Because that tends to be what happens. Oh yeah. Just hugs. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure the United States Postal Service would still seize those themselves. So, hi. Yes. It's another beautiful morning. Literally, actually, for once. Fucking Postal Service, I know, right? They're always gonna steal stuff. So originally yesterday, I was going to play Yakuza 0, and I spent the entire day, let's just be honest here, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like lying to you guys. I was actually just doom spiraling pretty much the entire day, and I have not been taking fireworks season well. There are multiple things that mean that fireworks last, well, basically till like half an hour ago. The fireworks start sometimes at midday, and they pretty much go all night long. So I am free from fireworks for the time being. I think they've stopped. We might be fine, I'm not sure. And, yeah, no. Enough doom spiraling and whatnot. Instead, I'm going to TouHou. Yes. We're go-hoing to TouHou. And I realize we're doing the very, like, smooth, relaxed, sort of like, what is it? The Niji Sanji voice? You guys know the one, right? I know. The Niji Sanji voice, my beloved. Gonna break that shit out. Haven't used that in a few years. Gonna break that shit out and bring that right here because this is that kind of a morning. Yeah. Yeah. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Alright, I'm gonna bring this over here. We're gonna move this over there. Ah! I'm going to accidentally immediately drop everything. What do I put? So, my desk is a mess, but it's not because there's trash. It's because it's covered in electronics. I have been putting way too many electronics out. Delicious electronics. So is everything working fine? You guys have proper audio, right? Oh, that coffee tastes like crap. That is awful. I love it. I love a very good bit of good old-fashioned, terrible brewed coffee. It is actually probably one of my favorite things in the whole world to have just the worst coffee. Today we have a lovely Taiwanese coffee. No, not Taiwanese, Thai. A Thai coffee, which is different than Taiwan. Thailand is different than Taiwan. I have a Thai coffee, which was imported by a very good friend of mine. She's a lovely older lady who is very, very wonderful to me. She winds up giving very good discounts at a restaurant, and she wound up helping me get a hold of some actually incredibly good Thai coffee. It is very delicious, very nutritious, very wonderful. Lovely woman. I always have to thank her for this stuff because she is just an absolute peach. Let's see what we can do here today. Today we are doing a little bit of TouHou, which means you can expect me to get very angry very quickly as we go through this. We are going to be doing EoSD, and I may even go back and do a little bit of Mystic Square at some point, or maybe Lotus Land Story, because Lotus Land Story is probably, you know, actually the one that I enjoy the most. Lotus Land Story is fucking great. I love burnt coffee, can't stand espressos or anything that comes out of like an espresso machine. Dude, the best coffee for me has sat in a pot for a day longer than it should have. Oh, this stuff tastes awful and I love it. Give me a good old-fashioned burnt to hell coffee any day of the week. Any day of the week, all right? Ooh, patch has been successfully updated. Nice. I love coffee made in a pot over the fire. Ooh, yeah, dude, have you ever drank Confederate-style coffee? Confederate-style is you have it in a coffee pot that's heated on the fire itself, right? And then it is completely unfiltered, and you filter it with your teeth. You filter the coffee with your teeth. It is ridiculous, man. Alright, let's get down to business here. I mean, just pour cold water over it. Alright, let's get down to business here. I'm gonna pause this music, and we're gonna get into the next however long it's going to be of me just doing a little bit of practice here. Yes, we are doing practice before I do practice. Oh, come on. Ooh. We gotta find the key config. Shot should be 1. Actually, you know what? Yeah. That shot will be 1. You know what? Now, let's make bomb over here, and we'll make slow over here. There we go. Then we'll make... You know what? Oh, I can't make pause that? Okay, that'll be fine. There we go. Alright, cool. There we go. Alright, let's get down to business here. Hello, hello. Yes, I am Kara. What is up, Kara? Well, what's up with me is that it is fireworks season, and so I've been doing everything I can. I have done everything I can to try and avoid that, which is also part of why we haven't really been doing as much streaming, and also horrific depression, you know? So, I've been battling some depression, I've been dealing with a few things. I've also been practicing on Lunatic, because Lunatic makes me feel better. Yeah, you can tell I've been playing this game a bit, because I've been practicing down on Lunatic over and over and over again. But, yeah, no, today we're not breaking out. I'm Gunther today. Hello, Potato. Hello, Forrest. Hello, Kara. We are going to be hanging out a little bit. You know what? We're going to start the night off with Lunatic because I feel like it. And we're going to use Magic Missile because, again... Ooh. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Let's see what we can do. Damn it! Alright, I realized a mistake. Hold on. My muscle memory tells me that I have some buttons switched. Chat. My muscle memory tells me I have some buttons switched. We're gonna fix that real quick. Hold on. Alright, bomb needs to be on button 3. Slow on button 4. Thank you. There we go. Good old Gunther the Gunther. No, it's not Gunther the Gooner. It's Gunther. Gunther. Yeah, he's a goon. A J, U with, or a G, U with an umlaut. N. Yeah, you can get some fantastic teas and coffees over at dragonsreasure.com using Kotetsu at checkout for 10% off your order. Yeah, no, let's do boom, boom, boom. Damn it, now I'm doing it the other way. Alright, that'll be fun. See what we can get over here. See what we got. Give me some Midnight Parade. Thank you, thank you. I doubt we're going to be able to get this, but the main thing is, and this is the biggest issue, nothing matters except avoiding dying. Just don't get hit, retard, is the name of the game. If you're getting hit, well, congratulations, you're not playing TouHou correctly. Good, good. Remember that everything else, literally everything else, is optional except not getting hit. And then you're gonna do fine. Good, 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 good. I've recently discovered Black London Fog Tea with cream, and I love it. Oh, hell yeah. How good is their tea? Oh, it's fantastic. The tea from Dragon's Treasure is actually really good. There's a reason why so many people work with them. And it's not just the fact that T-Man's base, and he actually packages the stuff himself. It's actually not a drop shipping thing, which is fucking amazing. We've got so many fucking companies these days that just do drop shipping. I'm gonna be honest, it's really fucking frustrating. Good, good. Good, good, good. See what we do. Good, good. No shame in bombing. Bombing this early, not sure, but no shame in bombing. Good. Let's see if I can handle this. Oof, jeez. Yeah, I'm not used to that. On the bright side, we should have an easier time. Actually earning lives, because we're going to have a higher difficulty here. I don't remember having quite this much trouble with her even on Lunatic, but hey, what you gonna do? I know nothing about Dragon's Treasure, so T-Man, the head of Dragon's Treasure, is a very base man who is actually willing to work with the untouchables of VTubing and of the internet, those who have right-wing politics. And he's not willing to actually cancel the people that he works with. So he's already a better person to work with than about 90% of the industry. And he's also getting into the supplements stuff, like gamer subs and all that shit, advanced GG gamer subs and whatnot. He's doing his own version of that stuff eventually. He does soaps, teas, coffees. Well, yeah, eventually he's gonna get to that point. Right now, it's just a matter of, you know, how he's going to handle these situations. Good. It's a matter of him trying to figure out how he's going to actually do his mixes, because he wants to do things actually by hand, as opposed to letting a bunch of dropshippers do it, or letting things just kind of go by the wayside. Do I agree with everything he says? Of course not. I agree with most of what he says, but I don't think he goes far enough. Oh! Anyway. Yeah, T-Man is a lovely individual who has done some fantastic things in terms of actually letting people have access to sponsorships and what have you who normally would not. He's been very, very, very helpful to people who have been dealing with cancel culture and the like. Fan of the Fox woman, Kirsha, which, you know, instantly a benefit in my book. Oh, that's how you're supposed to handle that. Hold on. Okay, I see. Yeah. No, I still haven't been any good at this. You know what? Let's just bring back the W's. T-Man's been working crazy hard. Oh yes, and so good. T-Man is phenomenal in terms of actually being willing to step forward and actually stand up for the little guy, help people out. The man does things on his own, and he does such a wonderful job of it. Again, highly recommend you guys go over to dragonstreasure.com, whether you use code Kotetsu or you use anyone's code. Actually, what I recommend is use whoever gives you the highest discount, shop around, support them, because, you know, get yourself a big, deep discount, get yourself some delicious tea. That 10% discount also does their tea of the month and basically everything on the store. It means that you'll get less cost on your shipping and whatnot. I want to, again, thank everybody who wants to drop in here. You know what? Just so I don't have to worry as much, let's go down to hard. And we'll see if we can handle this a little bit better. I think all the codes are 10%. See, this is why I should do more research about the people I work with. That way I can hunt down if there are codes that give more, and then share you guys whatever codes give you the biggest discount. Holy shit, wait a second. Himawari doesn't actually care about the percentage. He actually just wants to work with T-Man so he can help T-Man sell his tea. Holy fuck, what? Yeah, no, I seriously don't give a fuck whose code you use, right? He can also add his products on Throne. Nice. I don't care whose code you use. What I care is that you're using a code and that you're helping out T-Man. I know that may be a surprise to some people, but I don't really shill to make money for me. I shill to help out folks who I genuinely believe in their product. It's like, holy shit. Alright, what do we got here? Grab a new can. Ooh, I'm gonna have to move some things around on the screen because you guys on YouTube chat are slightly off the bottom of my screen. I can see what Sensoka sent, but barely. Actually, you know what? I can just read it off the other listy there. It's nice. It's genuinely really nice. Again, I am just happy that we finally have somebody in the industry who is willing to take a stand and say, no, I'm actually not going to cancel people because some religious death cult has decided that they are no longer people. Instead, I'm going to actually, you know, sell my product and make money. It's like, holy shit, what? There are people out there who actively want to make money? Holy shit. That is so fucking insane. Also, I'd like to reiterate one of my key talking points that I've had for a long time now, which is, at least he's not a communist. Oh, man, I've been so fucking pissed off by commies lately, man. Yoinko. Spoinko yoinko. Oh, man. Dude, things have been a little bit stressful here since getting back from Offkai. A little bit, just a tiny bit. I've had to deal with some fun things, and my hatred for communism in all of its forms has been reaffirmed yet again. And so I get to have a good bit of joy with that. I love when you have communists who come out of the woodwork to engage in a good old bit of libel. It's great. Genuinely the best thing ever. No, this doesn't have anything to do with me tubing. However, man, it's wonderful. I love when the small dog barks, because then you get to kind of snap back and they get to realize that they have kind of fucked over the wrong person. It makes me feel a little bit better. It genuinely makes me feel a bit better. You know, I'm gonna level with you, chat, right? This is a nice little midnight stream, so I don't usually expect a lot of folks to turn out. But are you guys aware that I am nice because I have access to a big fuck you button? Like, I want to make that very clear, right? I am nice because I carry a very large fucking stick that I can beat people to death with. And knowledge of having that means that I am knowledgeable enough to know that some other people have very large sticks that they could use to beat people to death with. And when you have that kind of knowledge, you tend to be a little bit more polite to people. And when somebody repeatedly, flagrantly abuses the fact that you are nice and pushes your kindness to its fucking limits, right? Sometimes my gloves come off and friendly little Kotetsu decides to snap back because somebody just decided to push and push and push and push and push and laugh about pushing, then decided to bring my dead brother into it and my dead grandfather into it. And then decided on top of that, because that wasn't enough, to bring my fucking kids into it. And sometimes you push some buttons you really fucking shouldn't. And I am in a little bit of a rough spot already. And so I decided to make some phone calls. And now we have some little solutions that have been dealt with, and somebody is no longer going to be a problem. Hooray! Let's fucking go! I am a nice man. I am a friendly man. Please, please, don't fuck with me. I'm begging you. Let's see what we can do here. See what we can do. I love her. She's so stupid. I can't wait till we can actually get to the next game, because I think it's the next one where they actually give her more character. Wait, is it the next one or the one after next where she freezes the frog and gives it to you? She has like the tan for some reason. Oh, fuck, I'm dying like crazy. You can. Boom! Okay, I don't like how few lives we have right now. I do not like how few lives we have right now. But, you know what I do like? Coffee. And tea from DragonStretcher.com. Yeah, no, the long and short of it is that there has been a lot of people who have been very comfortable for a very long time with pushing on buttons that are not very safe to push. And while I am a polite man, I try to be respectful. I do not enjoy being a punching bag, and I do not wish to stay a punching bag. Believe it or not, contrary to the fact that I'm playing TouHou, and I suck at it. Holy shit, I'm doing awful at this. You know, every time I start to really, like, think about stuff hard, like when I'm choosing my words, to be as careful as I possibly can to not say something inappropriate. There we go. I find that I start dying horribly quickly. There we go, there we go. Ooh, speaking of dying horribly quickly, I have been doing a lot of Uma Musume. And I've been playing it on my phone to kind of relax, you know, having a good old time, having a fun time. And I'm gonna be honest, it's very hard to win as Haru. Haru Ura is, you know, they gave her some of the worst stats in the game, but the fact that she is just so damn happy all the time, I need her to win. I desperately, desperately need her to be able to win, chat. I don't know if you guys understand, but when I see somebody who is that happy in the face of losing everything over and over again, and just keeps going for the joy of things, anyone that wants to hurt that Anyone that wants to make that sad is immediately my enemy, and I need to protect that smile. I know, it's a flaw. It's a very strong character flaw. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Man, try to play it, I can't. They throw so much shit at me once, and then they got me to delete it, triggered my autism in a wrong way. Other things that I don't like gotcha. Well, I mean, I haven't had to pay any money into it. I've just kind of enjoyed watching the races. I like the horse game. I like TouHou more, but I like the race game. I like the little, like, horses running about the screen. And she learns from Gold Shift and, like, who's you in the head. You know what? If it's coming from that smiling face, I'm sorry. She can just, like, hoof me in the head. It'll be fine. Horse game is a good flavor of the month. You know what I mean? Though I will be honest with you, I'm already seeing some major red flags in the monetization strategy. And I know that there are going to be a lot of people who are not going to be paying as much attention to it as they should be, who are going to get in over their heads. Because they are not used to how these strategies work. Ooh, damn. You know what? Nah. I should use that. Hold on. Alright, see what we got here. Good. For anyone who's just joining us who hasn't seen this before, I am Himawari Kotetsu, the Tokusatsu villain Vtuber, currently in the body of a lovely little Gunther. One of my little dudes. Little henchman. And we are playing TouHou, embodiment of Scarlet Devil, on hard. We're occasionally doing a little bit of Lunatic, just because I hate myself. I still haven't fully learned the hitboxes, despite us playing this for literally months at this point. I assume Lunatic? No, we were doing Lunatic earlier. Right now, we're doing only hard, which tells you how hard is on this one. We kind of bounce back and forth between hard and Lunatic because I like playing on Lunatic. Sorry, I like practicing on Lunatic and then playing on hard because it makes hard a little bit more survivable. For those of you who haven't played EoSD before, you may not be used to the fact, yes, this is only hard. This is not Lunatic. This is only hard. No. This is the first one that's a proper bullet curtain, as opposed to just an arcade-style shooter. So they really do go all out on the patterns. Yeah, no. We are doing 1cc. And we will not be having success anytime soon, but the main thing here that I want to get across is the purpose of this is mostly to get used to commenting while doing something difficult, rather than to actually succeed, right? Let me see here. Blue Archive makes fun of gacha players at the start. I can't get past the third girl on normal. Oh my gosh. Listen, EoSD is hard. I will say that the one prior, maybe I need to take a look at more spell cards. I recommend it. Like, in general, I do recommend checking out the different, check out different difficulties, check out different bits. So, that was hard. This is Lunatic, which again is where I do most of my practice on. Even though the spell cards do change on the difficulties, this is the first one in the franchise that does a proper spell card shift, where we have some different entire abilities there. The health bar system in this one is also a little bit wonky, but we are playing these games each in order. What that means is that before this point, I have gotten endings, at the very least, in every TouHou game up to this point, as far as mainline TouHous go. I have gotten at least one ending on each of the games. I try to go for a good ending on every single one of the games that I can. And so, you know, that's been fun. I'd say the fighting game, which I believe is 3. Is it 3? Yeah, no, that's 4. 4 is the fighting game, right? No. Because 1 is the Breakout clone, highly responsive to prayers. Yeah, this is Lunatic. 1 is highly responsive to prayers, which is the Breakout game. 2 is, I believe, the first, not bullet hell, but arcade vertical scrolling shooter. Then we have this one, which is the first actual bullet curtain game, under the standard definitions of it. The others being more arcade-style vertical scrollers. Hi, how are you? Hey, Rezuko, how you doing? I would love Blue Archive better if you could just give them direct orders instead of skills and specials. Had to drop it over gotchas like Snowbreak, but Girls Frontline 2 has been my mainstay. I'm gonna be honest, Uma is probably gonna be my mainstay, even though I plan on going as far as I can without spending a penny. Rezuko, good to see you. I'm doing pretty good. Okay, let's see what we got. Well, we're already down to last life, which means we are going to be dead completely here shortly. As stated, this is Lunatic. As you can see, it's a little bit harder. I'd like to try and get further so I can show you some of the insanity that Lunatic gets in this one. I'm not sure that I'm really what I would ever consider good enough for Lunatic. The biggest problem I've got is that I still, after months, have not done a proper mastery of the hitbox in this one. I always have problems with the hitboxes. I would like to have access to the hitboxes, but the retexture that gives access to hitboxes, the way that they handle that is not great. I like being able to check my hitboxes. You know what we really need to do sometime on stream? Ikaruga. Ikaruga? Never mind. Ah, damn it. I need to do Ikaruga at some point. The thing is, I don't have a PC, so the only way I can actually do is like playing Phantom Bullet. Okay, even without a PC, there is an emulator you might want to try out. Oh, fuck, I can't remember the name of it. So there's a PC98 emulator. You might be able to play some of the older games, right? Because the PC98 ones are fairly easy to get running on almost anything. So if you have like a phone or whatnot, there's a RetroArch. Hey, look at that. Look at all the TouHous! Should our Uma Musume? Because Horror Girl Love, and it actually has history tidbits. It does have history tidbits and the characters are actually probably based, but I'm trying to think of there's an actual PC98 emulator that has a RetroArch version on mobile. I'm trying to remember what it is, but that one I remember being pretty good. So you would be able to play some of the older ones. Again, there's some issues with the older ones in terms of their play style. If you're gonna play any of them, the easiest one to get into, and the one I always recommend people, Lotus Land Story is so fucking fun. Lotus Land Story is one of my fucking favorites. And Mystic Square can die in a fucking fire. It's so damn hard. What the fuck? It's so damn hard. Chat. It's so damn hard. Now, admittedly, I'm having a hard time with this one, but that's because this is a different style of game than the PC98 games. This one leans more into Bullet Curtain than the other ones. The other ones were difficult in a different way. Nah, we don't need the homing. I'll do a couple more Lunatic. I'll go find it later. Hell yeah. Because, like, even if you don't have a PC, I do recommend checking it out. I have multiple ways to play just because I still have my father's PC98. My father used to do computer engineering, electrician's work, and a bunch of other work as well over in Japan. And so one of the earliest games that I actually owned was my father, when he was at a convention, managed to get his hands on a collection of floppy disks containing Highly Responsive to Prayers, well, the first 3 games, right? Ooh, damn it. I need to restart this one. I'm thinking too much. Is Mystic Square on, like, lol K levels of hard? It is very close. It's not exact, but it's fucking up there, and it's miserable. Like, okay, there's a lot that's fairly easy, right? There's a lot that you can get to grips with. Fucking hell, those later stages on hard. Fucking hell, it's miserable on hard. You're gonna have to turn down the difficulty if you're expecting... Okay, if you're used to hard, go down to normal, maybe easy, right? If you're used to hard, go down to normal or maybe even easy. That's just from my personal experience in playing the games in order so far. So far, it's been the hardest fucking one of the bunch, right? This one, my main issue is less of an actual difficulty issue. It's more just the way that it's using the bullet curtain, because as you can see here, nothing in here is particularly insane. There's just a lot of it, right? The patterns here are all fairly recognizable, and if you can learn exactly where your hitbox is, you're not gonna have too much of a problem, right? You're not gonna have too much of a problem. But, like, this is Patchy's fight, which is about halfway through the game. You guys can see how things get at the halfway point. I believe he's playing on normal. So, here's this. Yeah. I believe he's on normal there. But, yeah. So that's what we're dealing with here. This one's actually a step down in difficulty for Mystic Square. A fairly significant step down, but at the same time, instead of playing on, I believe we finished Mystic Square on normal? Or was it easy? I think we finished it on normal. Or did we go down to easy? We might have had to go down to easy, but we did finish it. This one, I'm gonna be honest, hard is a little bit rough. I like playing Lunatic more because you have the excuse, right? PC98 enjoyer based. Yep, PC98 was the TouHou one. Was one of the first games I ever properly owned because my father brought it home for me on floppy disks. We had a collection of floppy disks containing 1, 2, and 3. And I played the hell out of the first one and barely touched the other two because I liked Breakout. And Highly Responsive to Prayers, while not exactly Breakout, it is a move back and forth and hit the ball. Highly Responsive to Prayers, lovely game, especially for young Himawari, trying his best. I usually like Lunatic in these games just because if you're failing at Lunatic, right? Everyone expects you to fail at Lunatic, right? If you're failing at normal, people laugh at you. If you fail at hard, you still like, you know, it's a bit hard, but why are you failing so much? We have spent the last several months on hard and Lunatic, going back and forth between them, because I'm just like, nah. We should return to floppy disk for the new age. Well, a floppy disk is just a carrier around a diskette. And I could see us eventually getting to the point... Okay, hear me out. This is something I've talked about for a while. You know what, we're gonna go down on it hard so I can still talk to you guys while we're doing this. What I've thought of as the future for a while, here's a pitch that I've actually given to one of my buddies who works in hardware. The idea is, you know how cheap storage is getting these days, where we can have these hard drives that are so fucking big, like even SD cards that are like 64 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes. We have terabyte SD cards now. We have fucking terabyte micro SDs now, right? What I've been talking about with one of my buddies for a while because I used to do video game development for a while, I like to joke that I got coffee for some incredible game developers. I got coffee for some of the best game developers in the industry. But what I was talking with him is the idea that if we get these cheap hard drives, right? These cheap SSDs, and you put the game on that SSD, you fill the SSD with your game, you have all the storage you need, and they're fairly cheap, right? So if you just do that shit, right, and we have an easy way to connect it into your computer, you've got a storage medium, or in the case that what we were talking about a handheld console or potentially a home console, where effectively you're using the SSDs as modern-day cartridges, right? The idea being that you can put a little bit of extra hardware on there, you can put a little bit of extra ROM, a little bit of extra VRAM, what have you, so you can upgrade the console by upgrading the discs. And the thing is, everybody's talking about now how they're like $70, $100. If we actually got people, hey, how's it going? If we actually got people on board with the idea of, like, if they're already paying more, right? We could basically have the same standard margins that we already had, but put that extra cost into developing the cartridges. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a better way to fucking go, and I can see that long-term being the future, right? Because cloud storage is fine, but eventually people are going to run out of loss leader funds, right? A lot of the cloud storage stuff is loss leading, right? A lot of the cloud storage stuff is not making as much money as you might think it is, and I think that a lot of people are delving into it unaware, similar to artificial intelligence, of how costly it can be. I do think that eventually we are going to be going back towards a more physical medium, not away from it. Can you sing? I don't don't know what that is. Off the top of my head. I'm apologetic here. I don't do names really well. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head. It's probably going to be something obvious that I've even talked about on the channel before because that's half the damn time. I do sing from time to time. I do sing from time to time. I had some minor traditional education in singing. I spent a little bit of time working with a band. But I'm not like a fantastic singer of anything, right? I'm not a fantastic singer of anything, so I'd never be super confident in my singing abilities. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Not gonna lie. On Phantom Bullet, I managed to... I'm sorry, hold on. Give me a second. Let me try and get at least to a dialogue here before I read your comments since it's a little bit longer. There we go, there we go. Jeez. Because I don't want to wind up doing too much stupid here. Half my deaths tend to be because I'm reading chat. Lunatic Impact. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna be able to read it. I'm gonna be able to read it. Hold on, I just need to kill and read. I can multitask. One life, no bombs because I have to. Oh, shit. Hell yeah. X to doubt. Did you dare doubt my multitasking abilities? Listen, you're one of my moderators. You're supposed to blindly support me. Did you make it? Well, I didn't die. Yet. I need to really figure out how to properly dodge her attack there. Because normally what I do is I do a circle around either clockwise or counterclockwise. But on Lunatic, that is not gonna fucking work. It's not even gonna work on a slightly slower character, like Reibu. I was told you can just lead it, but I kind of need to learn how that works long term. There we go. I think what I probably need to do, again, is reposition these chats. There we go, there we go. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, no, I think long term we might see a move. Although there are a lot of people who do genuinely think that we'll move heavier and heavier into the internet hosting. I think litigation's gonna stop that, because as we try to litigate against artificial intelligence and a few other bits, we're starting to run into some of these issues. Although, in general, people do seem to be very much trying to move away, wholeheartedly, from the idea of making consoles at all, right? Thank you. People do seem to be very heavily moving away from the idea of making consoles. I know Microsoft is trying to become a service rather than a platform, and we all know how well that worked out for Sega. Although I will say, they are priming themselves to be a game streaming service pretty well right now. And from what I understand of how their internals are working with that, it does seem to be functioning, which is also why they're downsizing a lot of their employees. I do think a lot of people are panicking very heavily about the 9,000 figure that's been being released a lot. And I do have to say that there's a lot... Ooh. See, that's an issue of my positioning. Damn. There is a lot to be said about the fact that any of the studios that you're seeing these terminations from, I can guarantee you the people on those studios are not the people who made any of the games with those studios that you actually remember and you enjoy. The people being fired are usually the middle management, the people who get shuffled around, and they will be just fine long term. Or they're the developers who have been recently acquired or reacquired in non-essential positions. Consoles are kind of a dead medium at this point. Well, they don't have to be, but they are, right? So, the main issue I have always found with consoles, ever since they got more complicated, is an issue in the core elements of what is a console, right? Sony proved with the Dreamcast. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not saying Sony made the Dreamcast. I'm saying Sony proved with the Dreamcast that people cared more about media than they did games, right? People wanted a CD player that could also play DVDs, right? And Sony actively engaged in a false media campaign back in the day, which some of you guys may not be aware of, to say that the PlayStation 1 could play DVDs, even though it couldn't, and that they should just wait for that to release instead of buying the Dreamcast. Sony has oftentimes made false claims like this, or at the very least utilized third parties in order to have favorable rumors that are unsubstantiated, and then not recovered those rumors or resolved them in any sort of a rush, right? They basically killed off the Dreamcast by getting people to believe that they had the ability to play that, whereas the Dreamcast could not. And I think that decision right there, despite the fact it was a very good business decision, it was very well calculated, it was something that was very much a decision that at the time makes a lot of sense, right? Include media playing in your consoles, right? Include extra features, and you'll drag people along for the ride, right? It makes sense in the moment, but in the long term, as we saw over and over again, the addition of multimedia, the addition of internet updates, the addition of these things just got more and more and more in the way of the core advantage that consoles always had over computers. Now, the core advantage of consoles over computers is not a price thing. It has never been that the price is better, right? Home consoles, the idea was that you had something where instead of with a computer, right, you have to install software, hardware, updates, put things together, get on tech support, have a big manual, all this other crap. With a console, the idea was you put your game in, and then you turn it on, and you play the game. Yes, exactly. It's always been about the convenience, and if consoles can return to convenience, right? The first company that can actually return to convenience is gonna run roughshod over the competition. Nintendo had the convenience, right? They've thrown it away. Microsoft, Sony, both threw it away. The idea should be that all I have to do is push one button to turn the thing on and I can play my fucking game, right? I should just have to push a button, put in my CD, put in my whatever, push my button, now the machine's on, now I'm playing my game. Because that right there is what brought people in, that right there is what secured sales, that right there is what made people willing to buy these over computers. It's not the graphics, it's not the fidelity, because let's be honest, for a lot of the time now, for a long fucking time, you can get more fidelity out of a computer, right? They're not actually doing anything with graphics fidelity that is anything of reasonable note, right? Graphical fidelity? No, you can get better fidelity for cheaper on PC, right? Ease of use? Well, I'm sorry, boys, but no, we don't have ease of use either, because we have the same amount of updates on a console that we do on a PC. Exclusives? Well, we don't have those either anymore, thankfully. We don't really have those anymore. The era of the exclusives is kind of a little bit dead. Not entirely, but kind of a little bit. What is it that a console has right now that nothing else has? And the answer is nothing. There is nothing a console has that a computer doesn't already have. So what you really need to do, ideally, if you want to keep your consoles alive, is give them things that the PC doesn't have. The Nintendo Wii figured that out by adding in motion control. It sold like fucking hotcakes because it had motion control. You could just plug it in, turn it on, and go. And even if you never had an internet connection, you can still play the games. The games were fairly affordable. They were fairly easy to understand. It had weird-ass motion controls. It had experiences that you couldn't really get on PC reasonably. It was fairly affordable, right? Fairly accessible. It just fucking worked. Damn it, I'm gonna die again. We're not even gonna get back to patchy. Oh, that sucks. Ah, well. We gotta warm up anyway. But that's what consoles used to have. They had the ability to turn on relatively quickly, get into your game, get going. Now, you need like a flow chart to figure out your pre-order bonuses. You need to figure out if it's even on your console in your region. Then you have to get online to download the game because the game, like 90% of the game isn't on your disc. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't even own, like if you have the cartridge, you still have to download it from the fucking like Nintendo what's-its. The motion controls weren't exactly maintainable. We kind of died off in the later half. It's like, correct. However, I will say they did perfect those motion controls near the end. Holy shit, they made them so good. The Wii Motion Plus, phenomenal. Let's just take a moment here to watch through this while I try and get some of my thoughts out there. The core of the issue tends to be with the development of the PlayStation 1 and its decision to implement CD playing and trying to turn a games console into a multimedia station. The action of turning them into a multimedia station began a slow race towards the idea that it was for video games second, or maybe even third, and for media first, right? This idea has stuck with a lot of developers for a long-ass time, right? Developers have for so very long, hardware developers, overly relied on this idea that they can make their machines everything. And the thing is, we see the same thing with how they make their video games, we see the same thing with how they make everything. There is no video game anymore that is not everything. Back in the day, you know what they used to tell us to put in our games? Back in the day, I heard such wonderful things as, can we put a crafting system in our racing game? How do we put a crafting system in this racing game? Can we put survival elements in this racing game? How do we add crafting to this platformer? How do we add RPG elements? Can we add more RPG elements? Could you maybe level up your car? Later it was Battle Royale. Can you add a Battle Royale to this? Can you add a Battle Royale? Can you add a Battle Royale? Hey, can you add some survival elements? Can you add this? Can you add that? Like, they don't care what they're making. Every single game has to be every single other game, and I understand why this is the case. It's because communists have taken over everything and are actively trying to murder the industry while pretending to be in the interest of profits. And the vast majority of the time, these decisions are actively being made in a malicious vacuum in order to try and destabilize and decentralize an economy that these people actively despise, because they have been working since the 1930s in order to try and crush the United States, because McCarthy was right and did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, McCarthy didn't do much of anything, to be honest with you. He kind of just sat there and was persecuted. But, anyway... Oh, for McCarthy to be wrong, he would have had to actually have done anything. But no, you have a lot of these decisions that are actively made by malicious individuals who are actively looking forward to trying to collapse the industry, and they make these decisions not out of ignorance, not out of arrogance, but out of actual active malice. But it was due to brain dead people? Well, the thing is, alright, if it was ignorance, if it was idiocy, they would occasionally mess up in ways that benefit us. Instead, it's always in ways that hurt us. Have you ever noticed that? So, why is it every one of their decisions always hurts the industry? You'd think that eventually one of these brain-dead decisions would do something to benefit the industry, right? But no, they always hurt the industry, right? They always hurt the bottom line. Now that doesn't sound like ignorance to me. That doesn't sound like out of touch to me. That sounds like fucking malice. Huh. It's almost like, over time, you start to recognize that the people who are doing this want you to think that they're stupid. And they aren't. It's almost like the idiocy is a fucking shield. Huh. They have just enough connection to reasonable ideas that they can hide behind that shit and claim that, no, we were just ignorant, we were just following along with the trends. Because the best fucking thing in the world for some of these people, and again, it's not all of them, there's genuine ignorance, there's genuine idiocy, these things do happen. But for some of these people, it's an active, intentional, malicious destabilization of something they hate. Now, there are true believers, of course. There are people who genuinely do think that everything has to be an extraction shooter, a battle royale, a fucking crafting game. Can we add blocks, elements to it? Can we make this more like Minecraft? Can we make this more like... oh, what was it? Can we add more surprise mechanics? Hey, how do we get loot boxes into this game? Chat, how do we get loot boxes into this game? How do we get the new TouHou game to have loot boxes? Remember when everything had loot boxes? I do. Remember when everything had crafting? I do. Oh, it still does? Oh, okay. I need to figure out how to actually... okay. Hold on. I'm gonna try. Damn it. Yeah, no. There's all these trends, right? And there is a degree to which you do have people who will just try to hard chase the trends with easy things, right? I have come to, over my time dealing with any sort of game over, dealing with any sort of anything really, I've come to recognize that there is a degree of too big to succeed, but the reason it becomes too big to succeed is because the communists show up. It sounds deranged, but it's proven true time and time again, and I'm a little bit tired of it. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm a little bit tired of communists. I'm a little bit tired. My question is, why the hatred specific? It's not towards the video game industry. It's a hatred towards any form of your entertainment. You have to understand this. A lot of these people are the same people that were shoving you into fucking lockers for liking anime. They're the same people who are shoving you into fucking lockers for liking video games. They hate you. It's not hatred towards the video game industry. It's hatred towards you. Like, I don't know how else to put this. No, they don't actually give a fuck about the video games industry, just like they don't give a fuck about the movie industry, the novel industry, any other industry. They hate you and want you to get angry enough that you'll help their ideology take root. And they say this openly. It is not about video games. It is not about anything other than spiting you. And it's sad. It genuinely is, because I like video games. I like entertainment. And I think there's a lot of people out there who really need to recognize that what they're doing is very bad for their health long term and will not result in good things. Because bread and circuses are very good for morale. They're very, 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 very good for morale. They make things a lot better, honestly. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh, excuse me. I will read your message when I'm not getting killed. One thing I definitely love about Phantom Bullet is... ah! One thing I definitely love about Phantom Bullet is... what does he love about Phantom Bullet? I can't stop to read about Phantom Bullet. I'm trying to look over and read. I just keep seeing the one thing I love about Phantom Bullet. It's like the fucking... what I learned in boating school. Has the harder difficulty than Lunatic for some spell cards. Okay, there we go. Holy shit. I like adaptive difficulty in some regards, right? Where it'll always adapt to being just hard enough. But I also worry about some of these, like, oh, we're gonna add the levels of difficulty to make them as hard as possible, and we'll just have all these things get harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Whew! My question, yeah, but no, in general, right? Why do they have the specific hatred for video games? They don't. They hate you. They hate anyone who doesn't think like them, and they want people to get angry. And so they're going to ruin anything they can under the idea that if you don't have any entertainment, they can force you to revolt. And they are hoping that the useful idiots will stand up, revolt against an existing system, and they can put in whatever system they're going for. That's why you have communists working with anarchists, working with terrorists, working with whoever, right? You have a bunch of different ideologies who think that the project of whatever nation they're inhabiting needs to fail so it can be replaced with something else. And so they'll actively try to maliciously damage any form of entertainment to get the people who are enjoying said entertainment angry enough that they'll do something stupid. And they're also hoping that they can do demoralization campaigns, because the idea is you'll either stand up so that they can crack down,
Or you'll get so broken down by a series of these decisions that you can't understand, yada yada yada, that eventually you'll just, you know, shut down and give in.
It's called demoralization. They need you to be miserable. And that's why one of the most powerful things in the world you can ever do to these fuckers, whatever political spectrum they happen to be on, which 98% of the time is just communism by whatever name, the best thing you can fucking do is laugh. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Have a good fucking time. Find old games, find new games, find things you can enjoy, and latch onto that shit, and suck out every single ounce of fun you possibly can. Fucking enjoy yourself every single way you possibly can. Enjoy life, right? Enjoy video games, enjoy life, enjoy everything to the absolute fullest you possibly can, and find ways to be happy. Because that will piss them off more than anything else. Actively stand up and say, nah. Mock them if you can, laugh in their face, what have you. Son of a bitch. Be a silly little guy, have some fun, enjoy things. That's why they're gonna come for VTubers, that's why they're gonna come for literally anything. Because they've gotten it in their head that the only way they can win is if you're not having fun. So have fun. Legitimately. And even if you think I'm wrong, even if you think I'm fucking crazy, isn't it a good idea to have fun anyway? Right? All politics aside, everything I've said aside, isn't it better to have fun? Isn't life better when you can actually enjoy things? Like, anytime they ruin something, find a way to make it fun. Anytime somebody does something that kind of strips these things away, find other ways to enjoy yourself, right? Because there are these people in the games industry and every industry who decided to make it their mission to make you miserable. So, if they want to make you miserable, make yourself have fun. Find things that you can enjoy. Find people you can enjoy them with. If they want you to be alone, find other people. If they want you isolated, clump together. Literally anything they want you to do the fucking opposite. Literally anything they want you to do, listen to it. Whoever they is, right? Whoever the fuck you think they is, right? It's like fucking hell, just have fun, enjoy things. Chirno really slings those blue. Oh my god, you kidding me? Dude, Chirno is fucking. Even on Lunatic in this one, right? Like, we're on hard right now? Yeah, we're on hard right now. Wait. Have fun, live life, enjoy shit, right? If some spiteful SOB wants you miserable, you owe it to yourself, to everyone around you, to have fun. You owe it to your kids, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to everybody. Have fun. Find ways to have fun. And if that fun is mocking the people who want you miserable, oh hell yes. If that fun is destroying something they've built, sure, why not? Just have some fun. Laugh. Live, laugh, love. So what do you do here? If I could show you, I would. Probably check that out at some point. I mean, eventually we're gonna get to, like, all the main games, and once we get through all the main games in, like, 30 years, because this game's gonna take me for fucking ever. Holy shit, this game's gonna take me for fucking ever. Every time we make progress here, I lose it, and it makes me kind of want to play this game every single fucking day until I just get good. Eventually, I have to get good, right, chat? Eventually, I have to fucking get good. But yeah, you owe it to yourself to have fun. You owe it to yourself to enjoy life. To enjoy games, to enjoy the things that you enjoy. Things that are fun are fun. That is an immutable, undeniable fact of life. If it's not fun, it isn't fun. It doesn't matter what else it is. Yeah, having fun will keep us sane in an insane world.
Also, I do have to say, I'm very happy to say that we have hit the standard minimum threshold for stop killing games to be considered by the European Union Parliament. We have managed to get people interested enough that we have multiple lobbying firms now declaring how evil stop killing games is. Which means, hey, sweet. We might actually get some level of response, because honestly, any response is gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? Stop killing games, by the way, for those of you who aren't aware, the very core concept is just, if you buy a fucking game, you own the fucking game. That's about it at its most central core, I guess. And that a studio has to have some fucking way of having some sort of end-of-life plan so you can still do something with your game. Or at the very barest minimum, they won't stop you from fixing your game on your own. Oh, it's good. It's good, chat. I have never been more happy to see legislative groups so fucking pissed off than I have with the Stop Killing Games stuff. We met the signature minimum. In order to get a nice secure level there, they're trying to go for 1.5 million. You know, get an extra half on the off chance that there's a bunch of like underage kids who are signing it, or people not actually from the EU, because apparently some of the ID checking systems just aren't fucking online. I mean, it would be easier if it was just like a guaranteed like ID check to be able to, you know, sign the paper so you could just guarantee. But it's been nice, you know, there's been a lot of support coming out for the Stop Killing Games stuff. I think it's up to like 1.3 million signatures now, which again, it's not like your standard sort of, it's not like your standard sort of petition where they can just kind of wipe their ass with it and throw it away. At the very least, they have to talk about it, right? There's gonna be an open debate in the European Union Parliament. There's gonna be an actual debate. Whether it'll turn out good or poor, listen, the fact of the matter is we at least got people talking about it. Having a debate in European Parliament on this at all, being able to get people aware of this shit, aware of the fact that this is a gray area of the law that is actively not enforced, that is fucking good enough, right? Because it's a solid fucking start, it's a solid foundation, and it's something that can be used later on to hopefully make it so that we can play more games like this. Because again, this game came out how many years ago? Oh, like 20 years ago or more? Huh. Well, that's something, isn't it? I can still play this game from over 20 years ago, if I so choose. You know that used to be the norm, chat? It used to be the norm that if I bought a game, I could play it 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now. Are you guys aware that I can still play my Atari 2600 games? Are you guys aware of that? Atari 2600. Yeah. I can still play most of the games from consoles from the 1980s, from the 1970s. I can still play my copy of Pong. I can play a copy of Pong, chat. You know Pong? One of the first games ever made. Well, actually, the very first was Tennis for Two, which was played on an oscilloscope back in the 1950s. Before that, we, of course, had the pseudo-electronic games. We've had some stuff that, like... Because the actual earliest video games were carnival attractions and pier attractions, right? There were, of course, gambling machines before that. You had electronic games. For those of you who are not aware, by the way, Sega started in post-World War II environment as a way to get the Japanese addicted to gambling, and it was called Service Games. It was an American company that was installed in Japan. Sega is an American company, chat. Sega is an American fucking company. Service Games is what Sega stands for. Which is a fact that my family will never let me forget, as they repeatedly remind me that Sega is not a Japanese company. Yeah, no, it was a company established by the United States federal government in order to try and get Japanese citizenry addicted to gambling because they thought that would pacify them. Damn it. Ah, so close. It did merge with another company, right? It merged with a few other companies. There's a few layers of obfuscation between then and now. But they started with electronic gambling machines. So if you wanted to say that, you know, you could say. Nintendo started as a card company, a card and board game company, before they became a video game company, as some of you are no doubt aware. A lot of the big companies that we're seeing right now were started as other companies. Microsoft started as the product of the son of a, was he CIA or FBI? A federal agent. The son of a federal agent who utilized software that was gained through interesting means. I will not make any accusations, of course, but I have heard tell in the rumor mill, with no substantiated claims, of course, that the foundations of the Microsoft Corporation was effectively the licensing of software from another company that was then reverse engineered to make a basic operating system, and then the utilization of his dad's funds from working for the federal government in order to establish his company and also get around the fact that he was maybe, allegedly, potentially using somebody else's software and then reselling it under his own brand. Man. Then you have Steve Jobs, who was a dope-smoking man who was considered unemployable by the head of Atari, who would literally just take anything he could get his hands on, allegedly, and who could not even be trusted with the smallest of loans, to the point where the head of Atari at one point had said that even knowing what happened with Steve Jobs' company, he still wouldn't have given the guy the loan because he knows what kind of a man Jobs was at the time, and all the information in the world couldn't change that. I believe he did recant that at one point. What was the operating device since? OS2. But there was also the IBM systems and whatnot. Yeah, no. Microsoft did OS2 so fucking dirty. Microsoft did OS2 so fucking dirty. So they had, I believe it was, they licensed it for use with, oh, I may be wrong here. Again, this is not an accusation. I don't know anything. I'm a silly talking anime guy on the internet. Don't take anything I say here as facts, and don't believe anything you read on 4chan. There we go, I covered myself. But as far as I am aware, the situation is that they had been hired to do an operating system for traffic lights, and they basically licensed somebody else's work and then leveraged that and the wording on that to try and effectively destabilize the original company, and they also had some other issues with that. It was just a massive fucking shit show, right? A massive, massive shit show financed by daddy's money in order to try and make things work proper. Which is, just wonderful. But no, the core of what I was getting at with any of this is gaming has been fucked for a while. Computers have been fucked for a while. And the entirety of your entertainment industry has had some major issues in the past that can be worked around. None of the stuff that we're experiencing right now is brand new. I just want you to understand that, right? Nothing you're seeing now with the DEI stuff, with anything else, is anything really new. It comes in ebbs and flows and waves. You have no idea how happy I am to see you. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to see you too, Cosmos. Let's make sure we can get everybody here. Hell yeah. We're gonna be here for a little while. We're gonna be hanging out, relaxing out, chillaxing out, maxing out, acting all cool. I'm gonna be drinking my coffee. When I run out of coffee, I am gonna take a pause to get more coffee because we're gonna be running this through the night, and I'm gonna practice, and practice, and practice. And I'm just gonna drink this entire bag of coffee. I am going to drink this entire bag of coffee, and when I crash, the stream is over. Yeah, no, I do think that in general there's a lot of fucked situations. There always have been, right? Whether we're talking about gaming, whether we're talking about standard entertainment procedures, whether we're talking about social media, right? There are some fun stories I've told you guys before, and I can tell you guys again, about ZeniMax and their interesting practices in their attempts to acquire the Fallout licensing, or the Coke submersible and the Coke plane. There's a certain other company that had was it a Lamborghini or was it a Ferrari that was filled with cocaine that they literally split in half, doing like 110 miles an hour down the highway before spinning out and split the fucking thing in half and spilled the bags of fucking cocaine on the open highway because game development is great. There's multiple game studios who utilized, of course, the video game sales for the transportation of cocaine and other methamphetamines. Various methamphetamines, various uppers and downers. The smugglings of marijuana and other such things through the usage of video game companies as shells in order to hide their processes. Very good. Just managed to actually beat a fan with a spell card. Ooh. And a Yomu's. Fuck yeah. Double up on the underwear, Hima. But yeah, no, there's of course, like, there's been so many wild as fuck things that have came out. By the way, did you guys know that Apple failed twice to make a home game console? And I own both of them? Atari tried to make a combination home game console and home computer. I posted about it on Twitter at one point as well. Yeah, no, Apple made the Pippin, and why can I never remember the name of the other one? It wasn't the Apricot. Oh, fuck, it's the Pippin and the... Oh, jeez. Thought I could move that. The Apple Pippin is the one that you really want to look up. They had a more modern one as well. But Apple tried multiple times to break into the home console market and failed spectacularly. I didn't know Apple tried to make a console at all. Oh, they tried it twice! And then they tried it a third time fairly recently with streaming. They tried to make a streaming home console that was only for, like, streaming video games. Let's just restart this entirely. On the leaderboard for it, too, number 28. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Valhalla Game Studios is probably a front. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that are fronts, right? I actually do own a video game console that you physically cannot get any... If anybody tells you they have original games for it, they're lying to your face, because the only ones that are around are pirated duplicates because it used VHS tapes for game storage, and the tapes that they used had a shelf life that has expired. So all the original copies of games for that platform that uses that specific type of VHS, all of them are gone. There are no original games for that console. I've got a few consoles that use cards, like playing cards, to store video games on them. There's one that was rebranded to be an X-Men theme. I used to do a lot of video game console collection preservation. One of my favorite things to do was to try and go to auctions and grab old video game prototypes and whatnot, and then share them to people who could dump them. By the way, I have to say, Luigi Blood, fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic. Still my original NES. I have 12. No, 8. I had 12, and I then used some of them for parts, because some of them had a lot that was broken because I used to do console repairs for a little bit there. So I have 8 Nintendo Entertainment Systems. I think I still have 8 of them. I had, like, at one point when I was doing the repairs, I had a pallet of them. I had a literal pallet of NESs because I was trying my damnedest to get these things repaired and back out into the wild. My idea has always been that we should try and make sure we can preserve as many of these things as fucking possible and get them out there, right? I believe that it is a good thing that as many people be able to play old games as possible, and if at all possible, you should do anything you can to keep the games functional, the consoles functional, right? Why would anyone think VHS and cassettes were good mediums to store programs on? Commodore 64 called, oh sorry, Coco called, oh sorry, the entirety of the UK market called, cassette tapes were what we used for storage. Oh sorry, Nintendo called, the Nintendo Entertainment System cassette. The NES had a cassette system for storing saves. Sorry, the Famicom specifically. Although there was a version of the NES that had it that was sold in the EU. Yes, Nintendo used cassettes to store games and save data on. VHS tapes were often used for computer data storage as well. I know that's why I'm asking why they thought it was a good idea. It was done for so long by so many companies. It's because they were cheap. It's because they were fucking cheap, right? Nintendo also used floppy disks. The NES used floppy disks. The SNES had a CD add-on that was being optioned, and then got canceled. You have, of course, the TV tuner for the they had the radio tuner for the SNES and the TV tuner. But basically they had like a pair of add-ons that would let you get signals over the TV waves and the radio waves. So you could get your video games over TV. So if you tuned into the channel at the right broadcasting time, you'd get access to new video games for free just by listening to the broadcast. The Mario 3 NES combo. Ooh, nice. There is, of course, people know about the disk drive for the Nintendo 64, right? You guys know about the disk drive, right? Are you aware Nintendo also made an internet adapter for the Nintendo 64? Because I am, for some reason. They made prototypes for it, but they didn't actually carry through because by the time it was in development, Nintendo 64 disk drive. Okay, so Majora's Mask was originally a disk drive game. Oh, give me a second. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask was originally a disk drive expansion called Ura Zelda, and then they broke it off into its own game. The idea was that it was a disc-based console that would use cartridges and discs to expand the RAM capabilities and ROM capabilities of the Nintendo 64. So you'd use basically CDs. Now the reason they made this is because, are you guys aware that originally it was the Nintendo PlayStation? Sony was contracted by Nintendo to make the Nintendo PlayStation. And there were a number of prototype games developed for it. The original Nintendo PlayStation has been recovered, along with some of the prototype games, and is currently safely, securely in a museum. But it was originally the Nintendo PlayStation. And after the disaster that was letting Sony away to release the Sony PlayStation and then destabilizing Nintendo's hold on the stranglehold on the industry, they decided to make a disk drive add-on for the Nintendo 64 to compete directly with the PlayStation. The Nintendo 64 DD, or disk drive, was created. It was released. It sold incredibly poorly. However, one thing that a lot of people are not aware of is that in America, the pre-orders did fucking phenomenally. The pre-orders for the Nintendo 64 disk drive in the United States blew out of the water everything. People desperately fucking wanted it, and then Nintendo pulled the plug because that wasn't Japan. And a bunch of American studios went bankrupt, a bunch of JP studios went bankrupt, a bunch of people lost their asses on it because Nintendo decided at the last fucking possible minute that they weren't going to do the disk drive in the United States, and so a bunch of the prototypes, the dev kits and whatnot from the US version of the disk drive, have hit the market over the years. So if you're finding one of the disk drives, it's probably either going to be one of the ones in Japan, right? Or it's going to be one of the many, 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 many US prototypes that were made, got ready to go, and then Nintendo pulled the plug because, well, it wasn't selling well in Japan, so who cares about the US or the rest of the world? A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people went bankrupt. We have, of course, the Nintendo 64. We have the disk drive. We have, of course, the Famicom disk system, which was a floppy disk add-on for the Famicom, which actually had functionality with Legend of Zelda 2, or was it 1? It was one of the Legend of Zelda games. I think it was 1 that it had functionality with. Might have had both. Ooh, excuse me. Of course, we have NEC and their consoles. We have the 3DO systems. Again, one of the ones that I'm really surprised about that more people don't know about is the amount of systems that were made where they wanted to do collectible trading card games, right? Where you had a slightly different version of the game, effectively a ROM-hacked version of the game, and you'd have a different version based off which collectible trading card you got. You would have a slightly different version of the video game, depending on what trading card you got. And the games were stored on the trading cards that you put face down on a portal that would open. When I say portal, it was called a portal, in quotes. And you put your trading card on there, and the trading card is basically a copy of the video game, right? And when you played the video game, depending on which character, you'd have a different character that you could play in the game. And that tech was redone like 20 fucking times, because they redid it as they redid it in the West as like a Marvel-themed console, right? They did like a plug-and-play version of it. They did a lot of stuff with that. They kept trying to bring that back, but that was originally supposed to be an actual like console competitor, right? Like, you would be fucking surprised how many obscure and weird-ass concepts there have been for, like, home consoles. And again, I used to collect this stuff because I was doing a bit of game developer work. And I personally believe that it is a responsibility of game devs to be able to understand what came before so you can build what comes in the future. Now, what I was doing was game design, right? That's part of why I like to make the joke that I got coffee for some amazing game devs, right? Do you know who I got coffee for? I'm popular! I got coffee for important people! Because really my job was kind of a non-job, but I did want to take it seriously, and I actually did really want to be able to do proper game design. I never really super got to do what I wanted to do with stuff, but then again, hey, a lot of what I was doing was working for family business, working for, again, Nepo hires. Let's be fucking honest here, right? But at least I'm gonna be fucking honest with that, right? At least I'm honest with it. I never really got to sink my teeth into almost anything because of Nepo hire. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you're not actually here because we want you on the team. You're here because you know somebody who knows somebody. And that really fucking hurts. I'm just gonna level with you guys, that really because it's like, oh, well, I put in this much effort, and I did schooling for this, and this is gonna be fun, because we can do this, and we can do that, and hey, there's this cool concept here I've looked on, and look at all this research I've done. Okay. Yeah, I'll just get you coffee. That's fine. No, I really wanted to actually design a video game. Okay. That's cool. That's fine. That's... No, that's cool. That's cool. Would you like that with cream and sugar, or like how much sugar do you want with that? Yeah, that was basically my experience with game design. But no, I still firmly believe that it is a good thing to get as many different perspectives as possible, especially on like bad games, good games, like anything you can to try and get a better understanding of why do people make these decisions, what works, what doesn't work. I've had this spiel 1,000 times, right? And I will give it 10,000 more times because I know most people haven't fucking heard it, right? Because I am a nobody. I am literally who, right? But like, there is a lot of stuff out there that most people just aren't going to know about, right? Like, most people know about the Atari 2600. They don't know about a lot of the side consoles that they did. I mean, most modern people don't even know about the fucking 5200, right? They don't know about these other consoles that were done. They don't know about some of the more common consoles, let alone some of the more obscure ones. Hell, I've met people who don't even know about the fucking Saturn. The Sega Saturn, the Sega Master System. NEC, the PC-98, the PC Engine. 3DO. Fucking, like, there are so many, like, again, there's very interesting consoles you can look at here and figure out why they failed. Because there's a lot of consoles that fail because of price tag. There's a lot of consoles that fail because of perceived value versus actual value. Because remember, it doesn't matter what you're actually giving people. There have been consoles that blow away any graphics of anything else in the market. There are consoles that did fantastically in terms of quality of games, in terms of quality of anything, right? How can you not know about the Saturn? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. It's like, no, there are genuinely people out there, a fair few people, who just don't even know what the fucking Saturn is. It's like, oh, it's by Sega? You know, you guys who made the Dreamcast? We're gonna hit the point where people haven't even heard of the Dreamcast, right? And the thing is, some of the people who don't know about these things are game developers. That's the part that saddens me, right? There are game developers who don't know a single damn thing about game history at all. Saturn's a planet! Yes, Saturn is a planet. That is true. But, like, there's a lot of this stuff, and again, for some of the more obscure stuff I can understand, right? There's people who don't know what the fucking Coco is. They don't know what the Amstrad CPC is. They don't know what the fucking Acorn Archimedes is. They don't know what the fucking... I can understand that. The BBC Micro. There are people who don't know what the BBC Micro is. It's like, okay, I can understand that. But the Saturn? The Mega Drive? Guys, come on. Please. Master System? Remember Master System? Master System? You know? And again, some of these people are in game dev, and you kind of sit there and you look at them and you're just like, how are you in this industry and you don't know about this shit? Now, that's not to like be hipster or anything, right? That is to say, please, like by knowing these older systems, by knowing these older games, right? By knowing the history of different marketplaces, you're able to figure out at different time periods what works, what doesn't, what about these things was acceptable, what things can we use from these older products. And the biggest problem these days is even if you're learning from a lot of these products, there's so many copyrights these days on so many different bullshit things, right? Atari for years had a patent/copyright on the idea of video games during loading screens. And despite the fact that it was not valid, and it would not have been upheld in any court in the United States, everyone obeyed it as gospel until we got to the point where now loading screens aren't really a thing. At least, in many cases, they aren't really a thing for long enough to be worthy of thinking about. There's a lot of systems that have been actively ruined. Like, for a long time, like, did you guys know that Disney now owns the copyright on an arrow over your player's head that points towards an objective? Did you guys know that? Disney bought Fox, and Fox has the rights to putting an arrow over your character's head that points towards your objective. These like basic video game mechanics. Nintendo owns the rights to throw an object at a character that captures the character. These are core fucking concepts of games that companies own the rights to that you're not allowed to use. But if you go back to these older games, these really old games, specifically go back to the ones, capitalism, that's not a problem with capitalism. By the way, capitalism as a concept is a construction that is made by the wonderful socialists in, I don't think it was Gramsci. I'm trying to remember the exact person who was. Basically, the idea of capitalism as opposed to having different, because there are a bunch of different forms of quote-unquote capitalism, right? The communists like to do a hardline removal of the barriers between them, right? I'm talking for the bit. Well, I'm taking it as an opportunity to teach people. I'm taking it as an opportunity to teach people, all right? Forgive me. I guess I'll move on. Yeah. Yeah, no, my core with any of this was that I really wanted to say that I did a lot of these, like, I grabbed a lot of these consoles, I grabbed a lot of these more obscure systems and whatnot, again, like the Pippin and what have you, so I could play these games and share, just in general, what works, what doesn't. I wanted to be able to understand these things. There's a console that I have that's a Japanese console that comes with a sticker printer for some fucking reason. I can't remember the name of it. Patent/copyright on basic gameplay mechanics and concepts is complete bullshit. I agree. But the thing is, there's a lot of this stuff that people don't even know exists because they've never, like, gone out of their... They don't have an archive for this stuff, right? It's also why I went out of my way to collect box copies of games. I went out of my way to try and collect, like, data files for games, even if I didn't like the game, right? I wanted to be able to preserve it. I personally preserve these games not just for the sake of preserving, not just for the sake of owning it, because I wanted to actually use these things to understand game design, not by some book, not by some teacher sitting there declaring something to me, but by having in my hands physical examples of games. What I used to fucking do is I would sit down, I would play games, and I would write fucking notes about what works well and what doesn't work well, and I would play thousands of hours of video games of shit that is just some of the worst crap imaginable, just terrible fucking video games, right? Just so I could write notes on the video games themselves. I'm not taking that. I wanted to be able to note down, and then I would put the notes on the box or in the box so that I could remind myself this is a good example of X, Y, and Z, an example of A, B, and C not working. And I had, like, walls of these fucking notes for ages before somebody broke into my fucking house. Genuinely pisses me off. Because, again, you're not just archiving for the sake of hoarding. You're not just archiving for the sake of having a thing that other people don't have. It's literally so that I could have a reference library, right? Because I believe that it is important to be able to reference the past to avoid making those past mistakes, right? Why are we both awake right now? Wait, am I not live on Twitch? Did we get shut down on Twitch? Hold on. J-Volts, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Hold on. Are we shut down on Twitch, or are we good? No, it's fine. All right, I just want to double check. I was just there. What? You're just there. Weird, okay. But yeah, no, I used to have a big reference library with this stuff, and the thing is, I owned the consoles. They took out a fuck ton of space, right? One of the biggest problems that I would run into is I would have certain consoles where it's like the value would get to such a high level that I had to sell them because, reasonably speaking, having 10 consoles of slightly less rarity is going to be worth more to me personally than having one of a super high rarity and a super big fortune, right? You know what I mean? If a console or a game becomes too valuable, right? I was the only one there, so I decided to come here and be more awkwardly interactive. Fuck yeah. Listen, wherever people want to go, I don't care if we're dead on Twitch, we're dead on here. Whatever, man. I care that we're hanging out and we're interacting. Numbers mean jack shit. What means anything to me is actually interacting with folks. You know what I mean? Besides, we've been slowly moving over towards YouTube more and more anyway, now that I can actually do raids on YouTube. So you know what? I am fucking fine with it, baby. Hell yeah. But I love the idea of having a large reference library where if I need to, I can pull something off of the fucking shelf, or I can pull something out of digital storage, right? I like the idea of being able to just grab these different games, have an archive of data, and go, okay, I need to play X, Y, or Z. Boom, 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 here we go. Being able to play with the original controller is also very important to me because I can figure out how it played in the way it was intended, right? He's been superior for a while anyway. I don't know if I would say that in every way. It still doesn't have split audio, right? All right, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. So, I find that a lot of times, being able to hold a physical console and a physical controller in your hand and play the game on the methods that it was intended, you can actually learn a lot about how games are designed by the controllers that they use and the methodologies that are there. The Magnavox Odyssey is a good example of that. If you've never seen the controller for the Odyssey or the ColecoVision, you should look at both, and you can see a lot of understanding for the games themselves. There were a lot of games back in the day, especially in that early period, that focused heavily around the concept of utilizing overlays and screens for games, which is something that we don't really do as often now, but I do think it's something we can learn from. Because if you had some sort of display built into it, you could do some of those old concepts and have the controls literally at your hands to be able to do this. But those ones were not economically feasible. They were very rough to utilize controls, right? If you look back at the old cassette-based computers or the old CD computers. Fun fact, did you guys know that the earliest computers to use CDs were not using CDs for data, they were using them for audio? So there were audio CDs, right? And instead of it reading data off the fucking CD, do you know what they would do? You know what they would do? You guys want to know? They'd play a high-pitched series of beeps, boops, sweeps, and creeps as it played the audio fucking just massively loudly, and then your computer would be plugged directly to the audio output of the CD and would read that to load the data instead. Because that makes sense, right? We're just gonna use a CD, an audio CD, as if it was a cassette. And if you put those data CDs into your CD player, some of them would brick your CD player, which I found out the hard way. When I destroyed my brother's very nice, very new CD player. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Lullaway? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are a little bit slow over on the Twitch side of things, with most folks having swapped over to YouTube for the time being. Bro, I'm about to crash out. Oh, dude, if you're gonna crash out, be very careful. Come on. Whoop. See what we got. For anyone who's just joining in, we are playing on hard mode right now. Not Lunatic. Though we do play a little bit of Lunatic from time to time. I just wanted to actually get a little bit further, and apparently I can't do that either. We're also talking about my games collection and whatnot, and I'm kind of just rambling about... Ooh, fuck, that was a bad move. Ah, it'll be fine. Who cares if we make progress? It's about having fun. But yeah, no. Ooh, let's see. What topics do I want to hit? I'm gonna be jumping a lot from topic to topic here. Feel free to join in the commentary, interrupt, talk, whatnot. YouTube can see Twitch, Twitch can see YouTube, so you guys should be able to cross-interact if you so choose. How many bruises did you receive for the Great CD Player Massacre? Oh, he beat me within an inch of my fucking life. He was fucking pissed, because he had it for a week. When I say brand new, I mean, he had it for I think it was about a week, maybe 2 weeks. Quick shatter low resolution? It's fine. They're just kind of, they're bold for some reason. It's fine. It's fine, you can kind of read what they say. It's okay. Oh, no, he beat me within an inch of my fucking life. He was pissed. The best part is, he beat the fuck out of me, Dad beat the fuck out of me, and then I got a lecture from Mom. It was great. But it's like, how am I supposed to know? I thought it would let me play video games on a CD player. I was like, oh wait, this is a CD, and that's a CD. Maybe it'll let me, like, hear the game's audio. Or maybe it'll let me play a game on there. This'll be cool. I'm gonna put this... Oh, that's not a pleasant sound. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. For shatter, low resolution. Oh, their existence is low resolution. Ah. Choosing violence. That's what my brother was good at. He was fucking good at that shit. The man was great at choosing violence, and so was I! Something we had in common. Oh, shit. I missed that fucker. But yeah, no, oh, what are some other fun consoles I used to have? Because a lot of this stuff I did sell off just because, again, over time I've needed, like, money for medical stuff and whatnot. And if something's particularly valuable, I'm going to sell it off just so I can get... Well, originally it was I was going to sell it off so I could potentially get more stuff, but more recently it's been sell it off so I can actually, you know, survive, which is fucking sad. Though these days, emulation tends to get a bit better, so I'm not feeling as bad about the major ones, right? I yet live, unfortunately. But, a lot of these older games, right, and a lot of these older consoles would do something, like, just deranged. Hey, Chili, how you doing? They do, like, some of the most deranged shit back in the day, right? You would see shit like, again, the playing cards, where it's like if you get a different version of the playing card, you get a different... Oh, Brazil! Wait, hold on! On the subject of Brazil, are you guys aware that Brazil was still selling the Sega Genesis as late as 2008. They were still selling the Sega Genesis until 2008 in some areas of Brazil. They had a console called the Zebo, which was a Brazil and China console? I believe it was Brazil and China. And that actually got Capcom to make a port of Resident Evil 4 for a Brazil and China console. And the N64 was still being sold in Brazil and China in certain areas as late as 2016 in certain areas. And in China, the Nintendo 64 was still being sold as late as 2020. Ah, damn it! This tiny bullets are so annoying to dodge. Sentiment Marijuana, she throws these little white bullets at two different speeds. Just like the slowdown thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh, you mean like this sort of thing? Like this sort of bullshit. Shirano is so easy to fight, and yet she's so annoying to fight. I do want to get a Zebo. I genuinely want to get my hands on a Zebo. I want to get my hands on some of those obscure Brazilian consoles. I do have one of the Brazilian Sega Genesis. There we go. How'd you get hit by that? Nature finds a way. It's actually because I was looking away from the screen to read chat. Fuck. It was because I was looking away to read chat. Believe it or not, reading chat, even as slow as you guys are, right? Reading chat, combined with thinking deep thoughts about various topics, is a little bit hard. It's a tiny bit difficult, right? Even playing TouHou at all, while doing as much talking as I have been, is a little bit harder than you might think. And sometimes, we make really, really dumb decisions. Tell us more about your chaos theory, Mr. Goldblum. Life finds a way. Oh. One of the things I used to do a little bit of collection for because it was fairly cheap. If you guys do remember the plug-and-play consoles, right? A lot of them are just Famicons, or Famiclones, that's it. They're like Famiclone on a chip, which genuinely, some of those different plug-and-plays have some of the most wild tech in them. There are some of those that are genuinely like full computer on a chip. It's hard playing Lunatic and talking to people with deep thoughts. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let's switch over to Lunatic. Let's actually switch over to Lunatic here real quick so we can get the proper experience. We're gonna swap off of hard and back to Lunatic. Cause that was hard. Now it's Lunatic. And we should be able to handle this just fine, right, chat? I mean, how hard can it be to do a little bit of live commentary while playing Lunatic, huh? There we go. Bro is a lunatic. Laughing my ass off, I know, right? There we go. So anyway, like I was saying, with a lot of these like different games consoles, you can really genuinely get a feel for the time period the developer is working in. You can get a feel for the kind of ideas that are coming across. With these plug-and-play systems, the issue is that you're trying to build something that is able to be rapidly sold for a minimal price with a quality that people will actually buy, right? A lot of them will go down to Famiclones, game on a chip. There's been a massive effort to make them as affordable as fucking possible. There are a number of clones on a card of the Windows 98 and Windows XP system that are utilizing Office workspace solutions. What's this XP shit? Okay, so the XP shit, as far as I understand, is just a little scoring system where they artificially, like, rate your stuff to try and encourage you to spend more money. That is my understanding at current, right? It is trying to get you to spend more money, so you'll get a little ranking next to your name. And if you spend more money and you chat more, it'll just randomly give you XP that you can then use to be more popular. And your XP, for some reason, fucking resets between streams, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. On the subject of XP computer on a chip got really, really popular for a while there because it would basically use a industrial solution computer on a chip, which is the entire computer itself, the power supply, everything is on a single fucking chip. Motherboard, RAM, GPU, everything on a single chip, along with the sound card. The idea being that they would shitpost more to get more XP. Oh, hell yes. I am all for shitposting. But one of the big things that I've seen with those is they would buy these computer-on-chip solutions for, I think you can get them as low as like 20 bucks, which actually, if you guys are looking to do DOS gaming or XP-era gaming, getting computer on a chip is really, really fucking good if you can get access to an industry supplier. I believe Mauser used to have it. Yes, Mauser used to have a way for it, but I don't think they allow non-industry solutions to get those anymore. You can still get a lot of them on eBay, you can get them on third-party relisters, but computer-on-a-chip solutions are fucking phenomenal because it is a small form factor version of a computer that is made for an industrial environment that usually has everything you need in a small enough form factor that you can put it into a portable. And so a lot of people would do Windows 98 portables or Windows 95 portables. You basically use one of those portable cards, flash it, throw on an emulator for a Famiclone, then you're good to go. We had a number of those where they would cram them into like a SpongeBob shape or a Spider-Man shape or whatnot. You get the cheapest hardware you possibly can, and then you just shove it all into that little tiny box, and you sell it out the door for as much as you reasonably can. Finally beat that Yomu spell card? Hell yeah. Because the idea with a lot of this stuff is we may not sell a quality product, but we'll sell a lot of it, right? And I think that a lot of us can get behind that idea, where it's like, yeah, no, it's not going to be worth much, but it is going to be something that we can sell so much of to grandmas, to... Damn it! I had that! That actually pisses me off, because that was such a good series of fucking dodges. Damn it! Oh, that was so good, and I start complaining about it. Oh, I was on fucking top form! Gotten better at Danmaku. Listen, someday I'm gonna be actually fucking good at it. Did you see those fucking dodges, though? I was doing so good! Oh, that pisses me off. Oh, that pisses me off. Alright, you know what? No. You get that to the face. You get that to the face. Well, the thing is, I have to keep, like, re-warming up the same way over and over again, right? But, like, it's something that, again, there is some of that muscle memory. I have spent a lot of time in this over time. A lot of my issue tends to be I think too much instead of doing, which is one of my main issues in general. Like, a lot of times what you need is decisive action, not methodical plotting. And I am nothing if not methodically overthinking, right? The Haruura of tech, not the best, but boy do we try. Oh, hell yeah. The streaming for bullets is a bit rough, but it should be good. Yeah. A lot of what I've seen in the gaming market is people trying to figure out ways to do more with less. Now, the problem that I see a lot of times is you have developers who think that if they make the best hardware in the industry, that people will buy it, and they won't. Guys, there are so many fucking consoles through history that you have probably not heard of that are massively, massively better in every single way than their contemporaries. Just completely blow it out of the water, right? But you didn't hear about them because nobody wanted to code for them, or they cost too much, right? There are many, many cases where people will build something that is objectively the better game system, right? Ah, damn it! How did I I went left instead of up left. Fucking hell, I need to get a more definitive... Chat, you hear this? This is my arcade stick. It has left, right, up, down. That's it, right? There's none of the sideways. It's not digital at all. Or it's not analog at all. You know what I mean? It's all just it's a digital arcade stick. I need to get more buttons for this thing. Still better than using an actual, like, keyboard. But, hey, what you gonna do? You're a supervillain. When the hero hits the scene, boom, you go down. But until then, it's all plot. Oh, hell yeah, I plot so much, you kidding me? I love plot. I love plot. I love plot! Ooh, I love plot! Sorry, I don't know. Why are we crying? Hold on. What? Why are we crying? What? Hear me out. Reimu's better in the higher difficulty in it. EoSD? Well, I know that Reimu's pretty good, right? My problem is I find that I do a bit faster damage as Missile here, as opposed to like laser, right? Missile Marissa. Damn it! Oh, that's fucking annoying. No, we're gonna restart. I thought you were saying that's it, Clara. Oh, okay. I know that Reimu's better, right? I like having the extra movement range and the extra power of Marissa. However, you may be right that Reimu might be the better option. However, instead of homing amulet, let's persuasion needle. One of my biggest issues is that I got so fucking used to using Marissa, right? For the nice little speed bonus. But there's some attacks that I'm just not gonna be able to handle my usual way. But the upside is, I can't hit. Ooh, yeah, no, see? Because there's a little bit of that passive mental stuff. There's a lot more damage for sure, but Reimu has a smaller hitbox. Oh, okay. That makes sense. She's also slower, though. Also, chat, I'd like to take this moment to remind you that I have a Mystic Square Reimu purple-haired Fumo. Yeah, are you jealous? I have a Mystic Square Reimu. Are you jealous yet? God damn it. Alright. EoSD's a bunch of RNG. Yeah! Yeah, I can tell! Yeah! PC98 Reimu Fumo, yes! She is right next to my computer, on top of the lovely Japanese computer monitor that I have sitting on my desk. I have an actual Japanese computer monitor. It is my favorite. It is a proper reference monitor. Not reference monitor in terms of audio reference, in terms of video reference. And it is a widescreen CRT. I'm going to repeat that. It is a widescreen reference CRT with true color. It is so fucking good. And it is almost dead. Feels like I'm gonna go robbery. Well, you know what else I have, ZN? A legally transferable M16. So, I mean, you're welcome to try. You're welcome to try. But I have a lot of guns. I mean, hey, if I can't stop a theft, do I really deserve what I've got? You know what I mean? Like, really? Really? I want one. I want machine guns to not require transferableness. I want us to be able to open back up the registries at a bare minimum. Disintegration noises. Yeah! Yeah, I mean, like, you can try. I mean, it's up to you. Oh, fucking hell, that dodge was awful. Yeah, I don't... Reimu does fine. Reimu does good stuff. Like, she's got a lot of good coverage. Persuasion needles are fun. I mean, like, seriously, I'm not gonna, like, sit here and say you can't have your death wish, right? Like, you are more than welcome to break into my house and meet a mysterious fate where you just happen to go missing and nobody knows what happened. Like, you're welcome, right? I'm not encouraging this, right? I would never encourage suicide. But I mean, like, if that's what you choose. Hey, by the way, I got this big pile of lye recently, and I have these 55-gallon oil drums. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but, you know, they're just kind of there. Okay. Son of a bitch. Oh, I hate that. I'm so bad at this. Chat, hold on. I I have to get used to Reimu's speed difference, because a lot of this is literally just working on instinct. Okay, hey, I want to talk about that M16, by the way. I know probably the ultimate fuck American gun laws firearms, the Thompson, considering the history. Hey, you want to know something funny, J-Volts? You want to know something funny? The Thompson was used in almost no actual crimes during Prohibition. The BAR was used in more crimes, historically, than the Thompson. The Thompson wasn't really used. You know what was used? Revolvers. And pistols. For real? That's cool. Yeah, the bar was used in, as far as I am aware, I may be wrong here, experts can correct me on this, but as far as my knowledge goes, the bar was used in more crimes than the Thompson. I love the bar, but Thompson is my beloved. I understand that. I understand that. Oof, man, this is gonna be... Okay, chat. I'm not sure I can do... Even if this is better, I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to handle the difference in speed here, considering how much of my play is just muscle memory, not active knowledge, right? I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to do with this. But we may be able to get into it over time. So, for example, right? You guys know the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, right? Where they used a Thompson machine gun to kill a bunch of mobsters, and it's one of, like, the bloodiest combats at the time for, like, the entirety of Prohibition. You remember that? How they used a Thompson machine gun? You remember how they did that? You know, it was a Thompson machine gun, right? And that was why they banned machine guns. It was a revolver. And they used police uniforms. And there wasn't a shootout. They literally put on police uniforms, handcuffed the other mobsters, and executed them with revolvers. There was no shootout. The big reason why we banned machine guns was for a crime that didn't use machine guns. I thought you guys might find that funny. Cause I find it fucking hilarious. That sounds stupid. It is so fucking stupid. The whole reason we banned machine guns, well, added a tax stamp to them, was over a crime that did not use machine guns. Sounds very suspicious. Well, you know what came out as a movie? Like right before that ban went into effect? It was a Hollywood movie that showed it being done with Thompsons. So once again, the communists in Hollywood release a movie on something. Politicians take the movie as fact, they take it as gospel truth, and then they ban things that people enjoy, that people use, that are very safe. They ban things that make no fucking sense because Hollywood, which is full of communists, by the way, tells them to ban something by showing a bunch of movies that these politicians then consider facts. It's great, isn't it? It's so fucking great. I love it so very much, don't you? Yeah, no. There was a movie released that showed that it was Thompson machine guns, right? And anyone who actually looked at the case would know, no, it was revolvers. Machine guns have actually been historically used in very few crimes. It's been used, right? There's the Vegas shooting. There's all these more recent urban shootings that are using Glock switches, where the police oftentimes know the individual has the gun. There's CZ Scorpions that are also being used consistently. There's a bunch of those, but none of those are legally registered machine guns, right? Because certain people are just allowed to have it, which is kind of wild, isn't it? Isn't it kind of wild that certain members of society are just kind of allowed to do anything they want? Isn't it kind of weird? Isn't it kind of weird? No reason why. No reason why. I don't know. I don't know. Could be anything. Maybe it's just something in the water. Yoink. I don't know who's responsible. But yeah, no. That's also part of why suppressors are banned. Is Hollywood movies told the lawmakers that it completely silences any gun you put it on? that it makes the gun so you just can't hear anything about it. Like, suppressors make it quiet, right? But it's not so quiet you can't fucking hear anything. Damn it! Ah! Nope, I'm restarting. Nope, we're restarting. That was fucking lame. That was fucking lame. But you'll see that a lot of the time, when you have... A lot of lawmakers don't know anything about these events because, well, they don't have the time, right? What they find out is what either their interns will tell them, what they've seen in a Hollywood movie, or again, what the lobbyists tell them, right? Or what their political party tells them. And no, not the R or the D next to their name. The Communist Party of America, who controls, you know, a lot, actually. It's very interesting. Yoink. Suppressors make it where you don't need to wear ear probe, but you still should, but they're cool. Well, I mean, they were originally patented as a form of ear protection, right? That's one of the big issues. Suppressors were originally patented as a way to protect your hearing. They're not there to be a... They were... The original patent describes their usage case to be personal protective equipment, right? It is ear protection. Again, yeah, no, they're useful, right? They're cool. They're proper. Makes it so you can... damn it. I need to get something on here. We're hitting that point of the night where I'm slamming into easy dodges. We need to go back to hard mode. Hold on. Will suppressors also wear out over time? Yes. Of course they do. Because you'll have baffle strikes. You'll have little baffle strikes. You'll have issues over time. There are ways you can repair a suppressor, right? But they're not like infinite use. You gotta re-gas your weapon appropriately to have it cycle properly. You have to basically... There's a lot more to it, right? Sometimes you'll have the gas blowback inappropriately. Sometimes you'll have, like, different weapons need different setups for it. But then again, there's also the fact that, you know, machine guns also aren't as magical as people like to think they are. It all depends on what kind of machine gun you've got there, what kind of setup you've got, roller delayed, open bolt, closed bolt. There's a lot of different, like, little factors in all of this. Also, don't you guys love it how if you have a Gatling cannon that is hand-cranked, that's fine, but if you put a motor on it, that is not fine? Because they have reclassified the on switch as a trigger. They reclassified the on switch to be a trigger, but the hand crank is not a trigger. My personal favorite is the classification. Yes, you can own a Gatling cannon, but if you put a motor on it, that's a felony because you've turned it into a machine gun. And if a gun was ever a machine gun, it is always a machine gun. So you can have a gun that is no longer a machine gun, has no possibility of firing more than one round at a time, but if it was ever, in its history, made to be able to fire more than one round at a time, it is forever a machine gun. Sup? What are you going on about? Hime? Listen, I am not Hime, although I did get to talk to Hime. Hime is wonderful. Hime is wonderful. Actually, all the phase girls are wonderful. Are you fucking kidding me? I may not agree with all of them or their content, but damn, they're all lovely. Rollin' the headless Thompson gunner. What am I talking about? I am mostly just bouncing aimlessly from topic to topic with whatever comes to my mind, talking about aimless shit because I'm trying to just kind of relax and get in the zone. And the best way for me to practice is to not think about the game. I had an illiterate moment. Well, it's all right. I forgive you. But does Jesus forgive you? Well, yes. Now hear me out. When you hook the crank to a sports bicycle... Well, okay, so the other thing is, technically, under the rulings from the ATF, if you have ever fired a single round of duplex ammunition, right? If you've ever fired a single round of double-stacked ammunition, by the way, did you know that turns the gun into a machine gun forever? under ATF legislation. If you've ever fired a round that has 2 projectiles stacked, that is a machine gun forever. It's beautiful, isn't it? Don't you love this? Don't you love how the short-barreled rifle designation only existed as a clarification clause on a bill that was declared specifically to be unconstitutional? So the short-barrel rifle was a clarifier on the pistol ban. They were going to actively ban any production, usage, or ownership of pistols in the United States because they could be a concealed weapon. So the SBR designation of short-barreled rifle, which means that you are not allowed to own a rifle with a barrel that is under 16 inches in length without filing an appropriate tax stamp, that was created so that people couldn't just shorten their rifles and remake them as pistols. That was part of a ban, a total ban on pistols that was ruled as non-constitutional. Don't you fucking love it? Don't you fucking love it? Isn't it the best thing ever? How you're bound by a law that isn't even a law, it's a clarification to another law, and the thing it was tacked onto isn't a law anymore, and it still references a legislation that doesn't fucking exist. Don't you love that? Isn't it just the best? There we go. Technological logic working as magic. That's how laws are made. Remember, everyone, he only does if you ask for his forgiveness with a truly contrite heart. Plus, you need to ask forgiveness every time you sin anew. So now hear me out. What if you hook the crank to a sports bicycle to up the rate of fire with RPM? Well, so here's the thing, right? Basically, okay, so the ATF has argued in court prior. Get this, chat! Did you know that a picture of a machine gun can be considered a machine gun, and people have gone to jail over that? Did you know that you can go to jail for having a picture of a machine gun? Did you know that? It got overturned, but the ATF actually tried to arrest somebody for having a picture of a machine gun. I'm not joking. And they tried to arrest another guy for owning a blueprint of a machine gun. Yeah. Pictures can be machine guns, according to the ATF. But they will not arrest gangbangers or thieves or murderers, right? And one of the end of stage 2, you can just stream. Well, I need to get better at streaming it, honestly. Like, there's a few folks who actively just kind of remind me over and over again that I dodged that wrong. It's hard. It's hard. Why is the ATF still a thing? Because there are certain vile communist politicians who actively utilize this as a way to punish their political adversaries. And there are Democrats and Republicans as well who, again, just use the ATF as a way to destroy anybody they don't like. It's literally just an organization that exists solely for the benefit of getting people out of the way who aren't desirable, while utilizing a terror methodology for group excisement and removal of freedoms. Effectively, the ATF is an organization that only exists to take away your freedoms, and it's going to exist forever because people really don't want to give up the access to that. It's not a dodging it wrong, it's that you can save the bomb, because it looks like a waste. Ah! Okay. Gotcha. Well, the thing is, sometimes, right? If you're talking the mid-boss, right? The mid-boss, I can dodge pretty damn well, right? I usually do a counter circle around the mid-boss. Streaming, I still need to get better at streaming. I really, really do. The blueprint does make sense still. There's no law against owning a blueprint. Raymond, my dude, you would be correct if there was any law against it. However, there's not any law, and the ATF can't make laws, but they have worked under the idea that they can make any clarification and make effectively laws, right? One right before Chernobyl. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Fuck. Whoa. What? Mid-boss one is cool. I really do like being able to kind of like circle around that mid-boss. I just wish I was better at it so I could do... What the fuck even... Okay, the last two... Oh, I figured it out! Chat! My brain forgot that those were bullets and not collectibles. I was like, what the fuck am I thinking there? I'm like, oh, alright, that's fine. I was trying to collect the red bullets. I'm like, what the fuck keeps happening here? It's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. See what we got. You had an oh shiny moment. I have a lot of those. Alright. Nope. Restart. I keep having them. I was gonna try one of Alice's spell cards, Cursed Western Dolls, but Alice is a dumbass that just throws a doll at you. Has a cross-fading bullet trail. Ooh, I haven't seen that one yet. I wish I was better, so I... Oh, man. Dude, I have so many of those ooh, dumbass moments. Alright, hold on. How do I... There we go. There we go. Let's go back to Lunatic for a little bit. I haven't suffered enough tonight. You know, honestly, Lunatic is really, really satisfying whenever you're able to make any sort of fucking progress. Lunatic is so fucking sad. There we go. Yep. Yeah, Lunatic is gonna be much better for forcing me to learn concepts. Damn it. TouHou 8, Imperishable Knight. Oh shit, I think I own a copy of that somewhere. We're trying to do the games in order, right? I've said before, we have already beaten all of the PC98 games. Which is, man, this one's gonna be fun. You know, if you want RNG, TouHou 3. No, was it 2 or is it 3? I think it's 2. I think it's 2. Because 2 is the first of the bullet hell games, and it's the one where you have to like tap the entire fucking time. And that one has so much fucking RNG. And so many like attack you from behind moments. Why are you up? Crippling depression. The feeling that I've lost control over my life. A need to be around other people. Because I'm having a sort of identity crisis and a crisis of faith, because one of the things that happened at Offkai is somebody I really respect telling me that I need to quit streaming, and that I'm wasting my life and wasting my time doing streaming because I'm never going to get anywhere. And being told that same thing by like 6 or 7 other individuals that I had a lot of respect for, where it seems like I got ganged up on by a fuck ton of people who all told me that I need to stop streaming. And so it's really gotten to me, and also one of my own friends backstabbing me and telling me that literally no one in the entirety of VTubing likes me at all, and that I just need to give the fuck up and go away. So I'm kind of struggling with that, and also the fact that I just can't handle the 4th of July anymore. I mean, like, if you want the real answer, I mean, like... If you want the real answer, like, that's why I'm streaming right now, is because I'm having kind of a crisis of faith. As multiple people I look up to tell me that I shouldn't do streaming, and it's just not for me, and I'm wasting my life and everyone's time. like, that's the legitimate reason here, right? And so I'm just kind of coffeeing up and coping with a game that is kind of my happy place, because it reminds me of a time when my family was together, and everything kind of made sense. I mean, I know you're not, like, looking for that answer, but, like, you know, that's just the legitimate truth of it. I mean, bing, bing, wahoo, silly man, laughter, laughter, ha ha ha, aren't I funny? Talk about video games, man, I hate communists. Sounds like those people are spouting a load of gobbledygook. Well, the thing is, you hear it so many times, and eventually it starts setting in when it's people who you really respect over and over again telling you this stuff. And again, some of them aren't even saying, like, stop streaming altogether. It's just, you really need to move to other sectors that actually use your advantages here. Like, one of them was genuinely just like, hey, you'd be better as a manager, you'd be better as this, you'd be better as that. You do better sales work. But it really hurts when it's somebody who's a major figure in an industry who you genuinely just really look up to, who just comes out of the woodwork and just kind of says, hey, you need to fucking stop this, you're bad at it. That kind of, you know, sticks with you for weeks. Especially when it's said right to your face, and you just kind of, at the time, push it away, and then you hear about it from more people, and you just kind of, you know. Yeah. Ah. I mean, streaming is what I enjoy doing. I would stream whether I have one person, 10,000 people, no people. I've streamed to nobody for a long time. I've been doing streaming since 2008, right? Actual, like, proper streaming since 2008, because we had the YouTube Live stuff, and back then you could use QuickTime to do streaming if you had your own website or a server host, and you could use command line prompts to get a stream up and running.
Megalum,
oh, hey!
my stream with Vtubers.
Megalum, hello! Welcome in! We're TouHouing! It's good. We're just vibing. We're having some fun. Failing at stuff. Dying over and over again, playing on Lunatic. I am not making any progress, but you know what? Hey, I'm at least learning some basic mechanics. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to EoSD Hell. I have not made it to Patchy at all tonight. I have not made it to Patchy at all. Magnum Raid! Raid! You know, chat, I'm genuinely kind of depressed that we don't have the raid alarm. Chat, we have a raid alarm, right? It's supposed to go on anytime we get raided. Your background music in EoSD is kind of breaking. Oh, it does that. Fuck that retard. Screw your perception of him too, as you're my favorite male VTuber. You're probably my favorite streamer in general after Vinny and Joel. Oh, thank you. Well, it's just, you hear that stuff enough times, right? And again, I have heard that stuff a lot, right? And some people have said it more politely than others, and again, it's a lot of people that I genuinely respect, right? And the thing is, they're probably right, in the sense that after, what, 2 years now? This year will be 3 years, right? This year will be 3 years of streaming as Kotetsu. I mean, 3 years of streaming at all. Yes, definitely. Ah! Son of a bitch! Yes. I am a newbie at streaming. Please forgive. Fucking me ball! Fuck it! Ah! What was that? I died on Roombus? Roomia? Out of everybody I could have died on, Roomia? Fucking Roomia? Really? Alright. Yeah. That's alright, that's fine. That's fine. Ready for a good forking. You should have an alarm that's like super loud, deafeningly loud. Roomba death, Roomba death. Big oof. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised the Phantom Bullet has PC98 spell cards. Yeah, no, PC98 is fucking amazing. Some of the spell cards are really cool too. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat, though. There are some bosses that are fucking bullshit. There's some bosses that are absolute fucking bullshit. Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile! Hey! Magic missile! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Just focus on not dying. Just a little bit of not dying. Just a little bit of not dying. I like how lately Twitch is just giving me non-stop ads. Oh, hold on. Hold on! Don't worry, bro. I got you. There you go. There you go, buddy. Oh God, why?
Himawari Kotetsu gifted.
Non-stop ads, you say?
Subskription. Himawari Kotetsu gifted a Tier 1 Sub to Remendo 96.
Yeah. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Now you don't have ads. Rumia's the one who bumps into trees all the time because she literally blinds herself. Yes! She literally can't see. Hold on. Chat, we have to take a moment out of here to pause the game audio because I have a very important song that you guys need to hear right now. All right? Like right now. Hold on. Where are you? Hold on. I'm looking at my keyboard. Fucking American keyboards. Here we go. Come on, you little... Where are you? There it is! Hold on. Come on.
I am Sherno and I'm the strongest. I see hell will await you all. I'm the fun-loving sword, don't get me wrong. Check it out, it's a frozen frog. We are Circle 9, we are not retarded. What we lack in brains we have in brawn. Oh, I am Rumia, I live in darkness. The sun is something I wish to avoid. With arms outstretched I embrace the night, and I won't bump into walls this time.
It's so
We
good.
are Circle 9, we are not retarded.
What we lack in brains
we are strong.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
I am known as Wriggle.
I can't wait to hear Wriggle Nightbug! Wriggle's so good!
They don't let me into restaurants. Someday I will have my revenge. Go, go, Circle 9. Show them that you're not just a pretty face. Fight, fight, Circle 9.
I need to do karaoke this at some point.
You can defeat them if you try. Go!
Ah! Hold on. It's so good, chat! It's so good! And hold on, since we're fighting Rumia, hold on.
Eat you, bite you, scare you, and we implement that podcast. Watch out, darkness, or the Elantra Candy, chocolate, ice cream, strawberry, jelly, valley, flesh meat, look out on the midnight parade.
Oh yeah, RNG fucking hates me. Are you kidding me? I'm shaking my arms back and forth. You can kind of see it. Yeah. Everybody, T-pose. Come on, boys, T-pose. Son of a bitch. Yeah, it'll be fine. Who cares? We'll be fine. Clapping was so loud. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I guess it really likes my clapping. Hold on. It's fine. see that one. Don't you laugh at me! Don't you laugh at me! God, she's laughing at me. She's laughing at me. Son of a bitch! I thought I could circle around that to get some easy. I thought I could easily get some grays on that one. Every time I think I can get some easy grays. Grays ain't worth it, chat. Don't graze, not even once. Lumia, I've come to barter. Hey. Fucking so good. Hold on, excuse me. If you want to attract easy grays, you should have a cornfield. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, chat. I accidentally clicked another song. I don't know what's happening. What's gonna play? It could be anything. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to play this. What is this song? Could be literally anything. I wonder what this song is. It could be anything. Sorry, I keep clapping. I can't help it. I'm sorry, my bad. Totally not a song about Uno. No. It wouldn't be that. Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to. It is. Yeah, it's just about Uno. Everyone loves Uno. Chat, everyone loves Uno. Smack my face and drive. Son of a bitch. Thought I had that. Damn it. You like getting roasted? I'd take Uno if I had it. I'd like Uno if I had it. So fucking good. I love this artist. I mean, I've never heard this artist before. What is this strange music? Hold on. Damn it! I'm laughing at myself. It's okay. Bruh! 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 Well, I actually listen to this artist a lot. Yes! I'm aware! I felt that I needed a little bit of roasting. Yeah, this is actually a song about being bad at Uno, and it's really good. and I just needed to be. Sometimes I need to be told that I'm terrible. Makes me feel better. But yeah, no, I like this artist's music. It's fucking great. King of the shit posting. Now, if you're talking about the chicken one, you mean this one, right? Or no? Is it not this one? This is the one where they kidnap the other Vocaloids. Yeah. Epic shit post. Fucking good. So fucking good, chat. Like, the beat's so good too. Chat, it's so good. Listen, if you're gonna play TouHou, you need some good shit posting music, chat. Son of a bitch. No, don't get angry. That's how we run into bad things, like slurs. I haven't said slurs in days, chat. Literal hours even. Maybe minutes. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What? 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 You don't like slurs? They built the pyramids. They built the Parthenon. They built America. Son of a bitch! Pissed off. Damn it! I need to get better at this! Does he like songs with very squeaky loud synthesizers in Japanese? Yes. Is this the one with the dude? Hold on, is this the one with the dude? Wait, hold on. Worth dying! It's worth dying, chat! Bro dead. Of course I died! This is a good fucking song! It's a good fucking song, chat! I made that same joke in my chat. Nobody in my chat got it. Oh shit. Friend, I should go lay down now. You probably should. It's like 3:30 in the morning, man. Son of a bitch. I am being attacked by my own harikari knife. I'm going to put that back where it belongs. No. We are not committing seppuku right now. You go back away. Thank you. I have not dishonored my family today. You know, they TouHou like music and it's metal. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Calls to you like the Goblin Mask. It does. It does. It does. I can't help it. All right, listen. Oh, man. You know, I'm so glad that I never play anything controversial on this channel. I'm so glad that I never play anything even remotely controversial. So anyway... I am not controversial, chat. Yeah, I've never played anything controversial on this channel. Look, it's so happy. The song sounds so happy, chat. It's so cute. It's such a cute song. It's so joyful. I know, right? It's so happy. It is cute and also funny. And it makes so many people cry. makes so many people cry. Have you ever seen the comments on that song? So cute! So funny! I want to know what your face looked like after you know the lyrics. It looks like it does right now. I know the lyrics. I know the lyrics. I'm very familiar with the lyrics. I mean, I don't know. Chat, it could mean anything. It could be about anything. Chat. It could literally be about anything. I'll add that real quick. There we go. There you go. Can't wait till Saba covers it for the first time. Is that the reason why you played this one? What? No! No! It's just a song. It's a cute song. It's very cute. This game is full of cute and funny girls. It's fine. It's fine. Son of a... I almost said something I shouldn't, chat. Chat, I almost said something I should not. It's fine. We're fine here. We don't say anything ban-worthy. It's okay. Damn it! Why? Why am I so bad at this? Son of a... I'm so bad at this! I am so bad at this! Son of a... Alright. You move to... I know! It's one of my... That's why I'm trying to play on Lunatic, so I can try and force myself to move slower. But it's just what I do. It's always been my problem with TouHou that I want to move constantly, and I want to move so fucking fast. But I always, like, hit these issues, right? Excuse me, pardon me. Hello, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. You should have that add-on that shows the hitbox. I should. I'm not... Can I install that, actually? I probably should, just so I can actually memorize the hitboxes. You know what I mean? I probably actually should, right? What? Hey, fuck it. I think I already have that somewhere. I have TH patch. Custom? Do you sit over there? Let's see here. Don't use the vertex buffer. Don't use fog. Suppress the use of go-around shading. Color composition isn't applied to the textures. Start and reference restart rasterizer mode. Clear the back buffer on refresh. Display minimum graphics needed. Turn off the depth test. Forcibly keep 60 frames. Don't use direct inpad. Window mode full screen. Standard frame skip. Color mode standard. Check pad input. Definitely play the famous Osu song. Everything will freeze. Totally in a slight remix of Night of Nights. No. No. It would never be. Alright? No. Configuration saved. Is it V-patch? Is it... Ah! Chat? I accidentally... I may have accidentally booted something that just changed my language to JP. Hello? Are we still here? Can you hear me? Hi. Hi, you guys can still hear me, right? No? Okay, cool. My computer's in JP now. Oh, no! Hold on. We can hear you, but your screen is black. Hold on. Where did Hima go? Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, no. Uh-oh. How? It's fine. Just give me a second here. Can you see me again? Can you see me? Can you not see me? Hold on. Possum. I see Possum. You see Possum? You see chat? Okay, cool. You or the Gunther you? No, the Gunther. It's fine. All right. Man, I am so good at this, chat. I am so fucking good at this. The game portion is only, I think, black. Well, it's fine. Gunther's here, but where's Hima? I'm here. I may... Oh, no. What are you? Hold on. Configure settings. Background of the game is running. What do you mean? What do you mean? Canadian English translation. English spoken as Yoda, but Yorkshire English. English troll language. Literal English.
Sorry, I was eating this again.
Okay. Literal English, pirate English, Canadian English. English translated by Deep L. You know what? That'll be funny. Let's go. Hell yeah. You know what? Fuck yeah, I'm on board. TouHou 15 Christmas Edition. What the fuck does that mean? TouHou Christmas Edition? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What's with the background noise? Oh, have you guys never heard the background noise? Have you guys never heard? Like, this is always there, chat. So this is literally always there. TouHou EoSD replace portraits with mercenaries from TF2. This is my first mod. Sorry, what now? What now? Sorry, what now? I'm sorry, what now? I'm sorry, what now? You wanna run that one by me again, Chief? You wanna run that one by me again? There's a lot of mods. Yeah, there's a lot of mods. I'm trying to find one that actually adds hitbox. Uh-huh. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Visible hitbox option for the retexture. What if I just want the regular visible hitboxes? What if I just want the hitboxes? What if I just want the hitboxes? No, I don't want the EoSD retexture. What? No. I want... Resize all bullets to match actual hitbox. What? You're big now. That's the gimmick. You grow bigger for the entire run. Yeah, I'm trying! Yeah. Go. What do you mean, Oriental Action Record? Sorry, fucking what? Sorry, what? Hold on. Oh, what is this? Chat! What is this? Chat! Hold on a second. What is that translation? All right, I'm on board. Chat, hold on. I'm fucking on board. The East Crimson Demon Rural Township. Scarlet Demonic Crimson Embodiment. Ah, yes, I love SDCE. Ah, I see we have some translations missing. I see. I see we're missing some translation elements here, chat. There we go. This is gonna make everything easier, chat. Chat, this is gonna make everything so much easier. I want to see the dialogue for communications here, chat. I want to fucking see what they're gonna say. Please to understand, we no speak English. Please to understand, the couch is not for sex. Do not sex the couch. These feelings, they're like... He'd say that feels good. That's what he'd say. I don't like the night. There's nothing but weirdos. Who's the weirdo? No one said anything about you. Spectre of the night, Rumia. That's well natural. So why are you spreading your hands like that? The saint was nailed to the cross. Do I look like I'm saying that? Mankind has adopted the decimal system. That's what it looks like. Oh yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That's my new translation, boys. Oh yeah, this is so much better than any of that bullshit we had before. Holy shit. Oh man, this is... Son of a bitch. It doesn't do anything if I don't move. I love how much is not translated. That's my favorite part about this one. Just how much is just fucking not translated. I adore how little is translated. It makes me very happy. I'm surprised we don't have more. It's like an interaction between dementia patients. No. Maybe. There we go. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night, Hima. Good night, chat. But Rezico, you missed the amazing dialogue. I thought you had 10 fingers. Oh no! I thought you had 10 fingers! Now I've decided I'm gonna translate TouHou titles about a couple of times and back to English. I mean, you might get some fun results! Dude. Oh, Gray's Power Player Bomb. Son of a bitch. Sorry, that one's gonna fucking get me. Hold on. My brain's still kind of reeling at the fact that it's the early days of translation. My beloved, I missed you. Welcome back. Welcome back, early translations. I love machine translations. I love how... Okay, we're not gonna play with that again. However... Man... Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. Hold on, what other translations do we have, chat? Hold on, I miss these days. I do too, chat. I do too. Alright, hold on. What do we got? Let's see what else we have here. Excuse me. What do we have? Literal English language pack. Okay. I think I translated it too many times. Don't worry. Hit box. No hit box. There you go. There we go. Thank you. Try the always visible hitbox one. Yeah, that's what I got right now. Ported from hitbox patch 0.1. There we go. Select all. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's go literal language. Excuse me, could you... Little bastard. Stop beeping. No, it's fine. Stop beeping. The Eastern Scarlet Devil Lands! The Eastern Scarlet Devil Lands, the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Okay. Alright. What do we have this time? Alright. Let's get some literal translations out there, boys! We have the always literal visible hitbox. The always literal hitbox! Yes, we have the always literal hitbox. Alright, let's go, boys. A difficulty aimed at slightly weird people. Difficulty level of an average arcade STG game. Aimed at most people. Aimed at those who are bad at shooting games. Oriental Western Mage. Yes. Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Let's see what we got here. I want to see what dialogue they have. It's good to see some confirmation, though, on where the hitbox actually is. Unironically, it's very fucking useful. I love being able to see the hitbox. It's gonna make this whole thing a little bit easier. Ah! My goatee is starting to come in again. Ah! No! Face itchy. Haven't shaved yet. By the way, do you guys know how annoying it is trying to maintain the mustache that I have? It is genuinely so fucking annoying. You'd think, oh, Himo, but you're a robot, it's gonna be easy. It's like, no. Oh wait, I realize there's probably some people on here who haven't seen my usual outfit. No, I'm not always a tiny little possum man. Usually, I'm a very handsome elf man. What mustache do you have? I have a very large German-style handlebar mustache. I have a very large German-style handlebar mustache. It is very, very large. And it's very hard to maintain because if I'm not, like, waxing it all the time... No, not Hulk Hogan. Not Hulk Hogan. I think a lot of the professionals use it because every time I see gameplay, it always has a small dot in the middle of it. Well, because it's so fucking useful. Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Give me a second here. I will grab you a picture of the German-style handlebar. Excuse me, real quick. Let me just move some things around here. Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where are you? Oh, come on. You gotta have the German. Why does nobody ever have the German style? All right. So it's often called Hungarian style, yes. No. It's not quite the Hungarian. Okay. Let me just try to find one that's the closest. You know what? This guy's is very close. This guy's is very, very close. Excuse me, save image. Save image. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. I'm gonna bring this out real quick. Hold on. Where are you, you little... Ah, there you are. Yeah. This is very similar to mine, but mine is smaller and it's just growing in, and it's a real pain in the ass. Like, it's genuinely miserable to maintain, but man, when you maintain it properly, it's majestic. This is my style of stash, right? And I've tried very, very hard to maintain it, and it is a pain. It is very annoying. Are you actually Dr. Robotnik? Maybe. Shh. But yeah, that's the, I think they call it Hungarian? Well, it's not quite Hungarian. It's not quite Hungarian. It's not quite Imperial. It's German. Because there's the Imperial. There's Imperial, there's Hungarian, there's British. There's a bunch of different styles. Actually turned into Eggman. Shut up. Shut up. No, I didn't. All right. Oh my God, that's not a picture of me. That's not a picture of me. That is some guy with a very similar mustache to the one I've got. And it's been a pain in the ass because if you're not like constantly manicuring it and keeping it proper, it just like gets into your food, it gets into your mouth. Since you were Eggman. No, I'm Buff Eggman. I'm Buff Eggman. You kidding me? Listen, I can row 250 pounds. Face reveal. I will never be doing one of those. I'm sorry, I think anybody who does a face reveal as a VTuber is a fucking fraud. I'm gonna be honest with you. Never reveal your fucking face as a VTuber. You've just killed the magic. I have no intention of ever revealing my face. Like, I don't care if people know what I look like per se, but I'm not doing an official face reveal, and I will not confirm if anything is a fucking picture of me. Or deny it, because legitimately, I am me. You know what I mean? Right? Like, this is not about the fleshy. It's about the fun anime dude. This is about hanging out. Like, even if I don't do all the character stuff that you could do. There we go. Oh, this is so much easier already. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, son of a... Oh, that one's entirely because of... Man, that sucks. That sucks. I was trying to show off. Also, real quick here, hold on. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break just so I can show you guys. Hold on. We're not gonna have any movement, but give me a second here. I want folks who maybe haven't been here before to real quick see what I normally look like. Hold on. Shh. This is, where is it? Where are you? Hold on. So what I normally look like here on stream is... Excuse me, I'm gonna start this up. I'm not gonna like be this, but we're gonna show you real quick. Hold on, you guys ready? 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 Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ta-da! Look, it's me! I'm right behind me. See? Look! That's me! Well, I mean, that's me with the face mask. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah. What? There's my hat. See? Look, it's me. I love all these toggles, but they're so hard to use in the moment. What if I just leave that back there, chat? Chat, what if I just leave that fucking back there? Hold on. We're just gonna leave that back there. Just over my shoulders. With just like, there we go. Oh, that's fucking good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just looking over my shoulders. It's great. There we go. That is perfectly fine. There we go. Oh no, he's so ugly. There we go. Just gonna leave that behind me real quick. He's just kind of like bounding up and down slowly. It's fine. Face reveal. Face reveal. There we go. It's all right. I just love the fact that it's just kind of looming over my shoulder. It's great. All right, let's go. Oh wait, what was that other song we wanted to play? There was another song that somebody wanted me to play. I can't remember what it is. There we go. There we go. Son of a bitch. He looks like he's judging me. I'm always judging me. What do you mean? I am always judging me. Whoa. No matter what, I am always... What the fuck was that? You little dull bastards! Everything will freeze, maybe. Yeah, everything did freeze. Everything did. My life froze right before my eyes. See, the thing is, now that I've spent so much time on Lunatic, right? Hard is gonna feel like normal, right? So if I jump down to hard, I should be able to get through this, right? That's the song. And then you exploded. He turned inside out, and then he exploded. Oh, everything will freeze is the song. Hold on. I'll put on the song. Hold on. I am skilled. I am professional. Ignore the fact that I'm judging myself over my shoulders. Hold on, it's okay. Everything. Do you guys know how hard it is to type with? Yeah. Yeah, how you feeling now? Yeah. It's gonna be so much easier, obviously, right? See if we can do it. Can we manage it? Put a picture of Jack Henry Cavill with the mustache string. Oh no, I leaked a picture of myself. I accidentally released the fact that I'm Henry Cavill. Oh no. Chad, I was secretly Henry Cavill the whole time. I can't help it that I'm secretly highly attractive and the ladies love me. Cyrano! Cyrano! See what we got. There we go. You may never see progress, chat, but you know what you are gonna see? I don't know. Violent explosions? Oh wait, shit! I forgot to check the dialogue. Damn it! That was like the entire reason we're here. Son of a bitch. Sometimes this thing just does not move. This is still better than using a controller. What the fuck was that? No. No. Oh, we're going back to lunatic. Listen, if I'm gonna die like that anyway, I'm at least going to die in a manner that means something, right? We're gonna get through lunatic eventually. Don't worry, it's fine. Too bad for this theme. We already have like the best. Piece of shit! I'm angry, chat! Fantastic Nocturnal Picture Scroll. Mystic Flyer. Give me a little translation, I'll make it work. You know what though? Honestly, like already, this intro bit is becoming easy. You know what I mean? That's weird, isn't it? Like just how easy this intro bit is becoming as we go. That's kind of fucking wild, ain't it? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Need some relaxation here. So fucking good, Chad. Good! The feeling! How do I describe it? This feeling. If it was her, she would say something like, feels nice. But I dislike the night. Only weirdos are out at night. Who are you saying is a weirdo? Nobody was talking about you. This sentence ends in the rugged-sounding empathic particle. This utterance is characteristic of male speech, but is something of a catchphrase of Marissa. She often says it in the phrase, which expresses an empathetic declaration. Tell me, why are you holding your hands like that? Wait, it actually explains all the Japanese? Doesn't it look like the saying, a saint was crucified on a cross? This would be more like how humanity started to using the decimal system. For me, a pose also resembles the kanji numerical for 10. Holy shit! Chat! That's awesome! This is so fucking cool! It actually explains itself! Oh, that's fucking cool. This is a good translation. Yeah, because it explains itself. It had like notes? It does. The notes show up on screen alongside the actual like speech to explain the actual reasonings behind. Sorry, I got distracted by how fucking cool that is. That's my bad. I got distracted by how cool that is. Yeah, it's got notes. It pops notes up on the screen so you can understand why things are translated the way they are. I think it's fucking awesome. What the Doki Doki Waku Waku? What the Shrigma? Son of a bitch. I thought I was able to... I need to get better control. Obviously, it's a control swap, and not my fault for not being able to... Chat. How good a controller do you think I could get before I can go level 3? It is my birthday on the 14th. So I could probably convince some people to give me some money for the 14th so that I could... By some people, I mean some family. So that I could get myself a gift. Finally! TouHou! Philological edition. It's fucking good. What happened to all the awesome translations? Crunchyroll. Kara. I realize I just died here, but you want to know what happened? Crunchyroll. So Crunchyroll stole fan translations. Again, they've admitted to this. They actively stole and pirated fan translations that they then resold. They would steal copies of dialogue and then put them out. And then they hired a bunch of people based on political ideology instead and poisoned the entire fucking well of translation, bringing in an entire wave of Westerners who actively hate Asiatic culture, who hate Japan, hate China, hate all of SEA. All of Asia, they fucking despise. And they hate anime. They bring them in. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but they bring them in. They don't bother reading the culture. They don't bother doing this. They hate us all. They come in here and they localize it. That's what they're doing. They're taking the jobs. They're taking everything. This is how we get the jelly donuts. Yes, I do allow people to bully Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll are not people. They are a business. They're not people. It's not a person. It's not a protected group. All right, so hear me out. Chat. My beloved. My delightful friends in the chat. I would like to take a moment of your time to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Oh, really? I thought Crunchyroll started off as a pirate site first. It was. And then they started selling pirated content and doing subscriptions with pirated content. And they basically did everything they could to shut down any fan translation group they could, and people got scared. And so a lot of people stopped doing fan translations, and they just were the scumfuckiest scumfucks to ever walk the planet. Crunchyroll is a scumbag company and always has been. I mean, you know. I'm just saying. Chat. I'm just saying. Hold on. I'm trying to find a message. Somebody added me in Maricord, and I'm confused. Hold on. Is that another at everyone, or is that a me specifically? What? Is it... Okay. Is there some way I can see who is adding me? Okay, there's an at everyone, of course. That's fine. Is that what it was? Okay, that's what it was. It was an at everyone. Alright, it's fine. It's alright. I just wanted to make sure somebody wasn't adding me specifically. It's a classic, like, we're going to use this thing that the public has, and then we're going to abuse it, and we're going to make it so you can't use it. Okay, chat. I think we're good to go back to the regular games music. So let's go back to the regular games music, except we're not going to. Try again, chat! There's some violence to be had. The problem with listening to music, by the way, is that I tend to do a lot less exciting commentary when I'm listening to music in the background, because my brain kind of goes into that mode instead. So it probably actually going to go back to the game music after this song, I'd say. Ooh, jeez. Yep, frame shut off there. This is a problem. No, I'm not going to be able to listen to this one because my brain's too busy trying to translate the lyrics. Nope, damn it! As much as I want to listen to this one, I actually do really want to listen to it. We're going to go back to the game music, and we're going to go back to actually talking about things. Chat. My dudes. Let's try and actually get through this. Because at least this stuff is not lyrical. Yep. Oh, I need to think of some topics here. I could just go back to the topic we had, what, 2-3 hours ago? Ah! What, don't you get angry? Don't you get angry? Don't you get fucking angry? You're sitting over there just like, man, but Hima, the music. We like the music, Hima. We all came here for the music, not to listen to your talk. What the fuck are you doing? Don't be so full of yourself, asshole. I could backpedal like 3 hours. That's true. It's true. Hold on. I gotta restart this. We do like the music. What, you want the music back? Chat, do you want the music back? Chat, do you genuinely want the music back? Because I was gonna just do some commentary stuff. I can bring back the music. I can bring back the music. I can bring back the music, chat. Hold on. You want the music back? You want the music back? You want the Fine, I'll bring back some TouHou music. What kind of commentary? I mean, like, normally I just talk about random nonsense, you know? Normally, I just talk about random nonsense while we're playing, and it's kind of a bit of a filler conversation that lets me not think too actively. I could talk about games consoles, I could talk about, let's see, I know games consoles, I know private security work, firearms, oh jeez. Holy shit, what is this? Hold on, what is this? Hold on! What is this? I've already heard it before. Hold on. Ooh, I like this one. Hold on. Ooh. Do you know almost every TouHou character? No. Unfortunately not. I'll learn eventually. Alright, let's see what we got here. Left, right. Ah! Sorry, it started saying German. What was G for, Grandpappy Hima? G for TV. Games. Back in my day, we had a channel where you watch cinemas, like cutscenes from video games, and they give you reviews on games, and they had a cheat code thing called Cheat, and it had a woman with a rockin' pair of tits for teaching the cheat codes on how to win a video game. And they did sketch comedy. Again, with one of the hosts having a rockin' set of tits. I don't know why, but everybody had a rockin' set of tits back then. Except for Adam Sessler. Wait, no, Adam Sessler did have a rocking set of tits for like one episode. It was hilarious. So like everybody had a rockin' set of tits. It was cool. There was a lot of boobs. Like scantily clad people, cosplay going on. I don't know why the fuck I'm slamming into everything. Hold on. Excuse me. A little bit too loud, and the German is infesting my brain. Because my brain's like, translate. Hold on, chat, I can't fucking listen to German. I can't listen to German. I like this song a lot. Excuse me. We're going back to Japanese. It's hard to speak English and listen to German. But yeah, no, G4TV was a games network where you could actually, like, they had a number of original content and other game stuff, but the first thing that they did was they had this whole series where you would just watch cutscenes from games or trailers, and it was an easy way to keep up with what was coming out, right? They did like some E3 coverage for a few years there. They would do review sections, and you could always rely on them to shit all over Japanese games just for the crime of being Japanese. You knew you were never getting fair coverage if it was a Japanese game, because they had a very strong anti-Japanese bias, which was fine, right? You know. I mean, they're welcome to do that, of course. But they also had like cartoons, like Code Monkeys, which was a show where they did pixel art. They had pixel art characters, and it was supposed to be a video game studio that basically they never developed video games. They were always doing other shit instead, and it was doing pop culture references and what have you. They had excuse me. They had Cheat, which was a highly attractive, scantily clad woman telling you how to cheat at video games. She would tell you like cheat codes and ways to get past bosses and whatnot. They had X-Play, which did video game reviews that were always a little bit biased. And then we pretended that they weren't. It was kind of cool. Ah! Baka, baka, baka! I feel like I'm having a moment. Excuse me. Baka, baka, baka. But yeah, no. For some reason, G4 TV always had this weird, like, hyper anti-Japanese slant to the coverage on any of the video games. Like, for some reason, I don't know why. I'm wondering if it was because you had enough, like, American European studios, right? Though I do remember their coverage that they did for, they had the zombie ambulance driver game. They had the import section, because they did coverage on a zombie ambulance driver game. They did coverage of Japan's, 10,000 yen collection, which was a collection of PlayStation 2 games, where the whole gimmick is none of the games in that collection were more than 10,000 yen. That was too close. None of the video games in their collection were more than 10,000 yen, and so you'd buy cheapo, like, really hyper discount games. They made, like, hundreds of these damn things, right? But they'd make them as cheap as physically possible, and the gimmick was you're buying games that are maybe from unproven studios, but it's put under that brand. So you had, for those of you who are not aware, EDF originally came from that 10,000 yen program, right? Basically imagine it like a $10 games program, right? $10, $20, depending. And they had the whole thing set up so that you'd get cheap games from studios that weren't really proven, but they'd get published, picked up. There were fishing games. EDF was one of those 10,000 yen games. And occasionally G4 would cover those, despite the fact you couldn't buy them in the US, which was weird. They also covered Michigan Hell Report, which was not necessarily a game that I ever expected to see on TV. They showed all of the cutscenes from the game at one point on one of their shows. And it was legitimately just the weirdest fucking experience. Because again, they'd always talk about, man, those Japanese games are so weird, and nobody likes them, but we're gonna talk about them anyway. And here's some American games that are better, and you can play those instead. And it was always like, oh, alright, cool. They did do, they had that, like, bargain import segment, where it was, like, European games or JP games that you could get imported. They had a joke segment, where they'd show you, like, knockoff video games. Like, they had Halo Combat Evolved, with 2 L's. I remember that was one of their bits. I know for a fact that for a lot of, like, they really, really wanted to, like, switch to unique programming. And at one point they got, like, super fucking political for no damn reason. But G4 was basically just it was supposed to be a channel for gamers by gamers. Run by the people who love the games you love. We like the same stuff as you, consumer. Hey, we also like video games. Was that due to the rise in, like, the normification of games? Like, way too many sports ball games and whatnot? I'm not sure, because, like, again, they did coverage on Kane and Lynch Dead Men, and I remember them not liking it. which was a very controversial opinion. Okay, gotta be right back. Oh, I gotta be right back. I'm having an issue. Hold on. Oh, apologies. Sorry. I was having an issue. So anyway, we're gonna go back to this for a bit. So yeah, G4 had some major issues with... They really did not like Japanese games. They had some issues with getting hyper-political near the end. We did see a lot of like COD games and whatnot, but they were one of the few companies that was actively willing to call out Kane and Lynch on their bullshit. So many fucking studios, so many different companies were hyper active in shilling for Kane and Lynch Dead Men, despite it being an awful fucking game. What else has 10 fingers? What was Kane and Lynch? Kane and Lynch was a cooperative shooter where you played as two of the worst human beings on the planet, right? They were terrible people doing terrible things, right? And that's like part of the fun. Because you're dealing with two awful people who awful things happen to, right? And that's like, you know, that's fun. Because the whole idea is they're going through terrible situations and you don't feel bad about bad things happening to them. It's kind of like the whole Army of Two era, right? And like one of the big gimmicks was that it was supposed to be like at the end of the game, you fight against each other because you can't do nothing. But it had this gritty sort of like down-to-earth camera angle and what have you, and it was supposed to be really gritty and mature and cool and intense, right? And then the sequel came out, and a lot of people were saying it's the best thing ever. Yeah, imagine grittier Army of Two, where instead of having two people you care about, you have two assholes who are just horrible human beings who do bad things to bad people and good people alike, and are definitely gonna betray the fuck out of each other. Oh, shit! I was able to do that! Oh, that was cool. The original one was okay, right? But the sequel, for some reason, a lot of reviewers were saying was fantastic, even though it was a buggy, unplayable fucking mess that half the features didn't function. And that's because they bought advertising space on literally every review site they could find and actively tried to force reviewing companies and reviewing websites to give them a minimum of an 8 out of 10. And I think it was G4 who gave them like a 1 out of 5, which is the lowest score they could give. Although I think they might have even given it a half star. I'm trying to remember, right? But I remember them being like one of the few companies. Oh shit! I skipped the dialogue. I should have read that. Damn it! Oh, it's all right. We're gonna see it anyway. It'll be fine. Yeah, you're supposed to. There we go. See, look, I'm able to do that. I'm able to handle that. Ah, shit. Yeah. Hailside, hailstorm. Yeah, no. The first one was okay, right? Not great. It was okay. The second one was just fucking awful. I do remember... Oh, what was it? Cinemassacre? No. They had something with the word cinema in it. And that was an entire show where there was no commentary. It was just trailers for games. And that shit was cool, right? Because it was literally just trailers for games. I remember that was a lot of fun on there. They had Code Monkeys, which was okay. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't anything bad. But I'm gonna level with you. Cheat was probably one of my favorite shows on there. Because Cheat was just, you know, you were getting handed cheat codes for games, but they had a bunch of bits that would go with it, right? And fun little commentary and what have you. And I think it was kind of nice being able to just watch the cheat codes on TV instead of having to buy the books. Did you guys ever, like, buy cheat code books? Because that was a thing I always used to do. Instead of bothering to look them up, like, later on I started looking them up, right? But I would actually buy the little collections of cheat code books. Give one for stream, brother. I am probably going to wrap stream shortly anyway, because I'm starting to have some severe pain in my stomach and chest. Which probably means that I am going to start having a bit of medical issues here before too long. I'm gonna have to deal with the usual shit. Nothing too problem. Code Monkey, get up, get coffee. Code Monkey, go to job. Code Monkey, very simple man. Big, warm, fuzzy secret heart. Code Monkey like you. I will say, Larity, Big T Larity, outlived himself. Holy shit. You still have people with that profile pic. Good old body betrayal. I know, right? By the way, Chili, thank you for dropping in. Thanks to everybody for dropping in, seriously. Any of you folks who decided to stay up with me here at like 4 in the morning, fucking hell, thank you. I know we didn't make much progress, but I'd like to think we made some progress in the sense that I can now, not reliably, but more reliably, make it past at least Rumia on Lunatic. Nope, I am definitely gonna have to wrap things. Nope, I'm having some severe issues, body-wise. Shut your loud mouth. No, never. I'm gonna get louder. Because that's what I do. I'm always loud. Hearts. Hey, welcome in. Thank you for joining in. You know, if you're annoyed with me, don't worry. I am annoyed with me as well. It's okay. We can all get annoyed. But on the bright side, if you don't like it, there are plenty of other fantastic TouHou streamers and fantastic streamers in general that you can check out. I can highly recommend a few of them if you'd like some alternatives. You don't have to listen to my loudmouth yapper. What we do here is a lot of yapping, a lot of loud noises, and a lot of being annoying. It is kind of my gimmick, and if that's not for you, I totally understand. But I do thank you for dropping in even for a moment to check things out. I understand my content isn't for everyone, and I appreciate that you have the time to even talk. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna wrap things up here in a little bit. I wanna do one last run here. See what we got. Okay, let's see if we can handle this real quick. Oh, fuck. No, there is no excuse for that maneuver right there. Yeah, my nose is clogging up too. Ah. You know? Okay. Is it? Huh. I wonder what the dollar sign means in this case. I genuinely wonder what the dollar sign is gonna be, because it's obviously a letter that it's not producing. I'm wondering what it's supposed to be. Yeah, no. Oh, man. I genuinely do miss a lot of those early days. Just because a lot of that stuff, it felt like things were a lot more earnest than they are today. These days, we have these dumb fucks who come out of the woodwork and just like things ironically, right? There we go. There are people who like things ironically, people who don't understand why they're there. Oh, jeez. Nope. Don't save. We have people who don't really like what they're doing, but still do it anyway. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, like I was saying, I am gonna wrap things up there, I think. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'ma go now. Well, I'ma go now as well. I'ma go now as well because my body's starting to hurt and I need myself a way to relax, you know what I mean? So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for the stream. Thank you guys for showing up to the stream. Stream doesn't happen without people willing to hang out and have fun. I'm gonna see if I can raid you guys over to somewhere else. Today we wound up peaking at fucking 10 viewers? Holy shit! Chat! We actually hit double digits! Holy fuck! That's fucking amazing. Nice. You know what? I call that a good job. Call that a good fucking job today. Hell yeah. Alright, let's raid you guys over somewhere else. Today... Is anyone live? I highly doubt it, right? I genuinely highly doubt it. Oh! Hey, you know what? Mori Calliope's live. Hoshiumbra's live. You know what? We're gonna raid my good buddy edit.exe. Hell yeah. There we go. Save that for there. Twitch. Do we have enough people to do a raid on Twitch? I don't know. Let's find out. You know, normally I don't comment on trolls, right? But I will just this once because it makes me a little bit sad here. Why the fuck do you come onto a live stream to tell someone to shut up? No, like, legitimately, right? The point of a live stream is chatting and people hanging out, right? The point is hanging out, right? Or am I wrong with that? Like, did somebody just forget that they went on to Twitch? That they went on to see streamers, or no? Like, am I wrong on that, or... Because, yes, I'm a chatterbox, I get that, right? But I'm genuinely kind of confused. I hope he finds a stream that he actually enjoys watching, right? I genuinely really hope that he finds a stream that he enjoys watching. Wait, hold on, are you still... I think Kiki is wrapping her stream, so we're not gonna bother her. We have Cleo, who's... You know what? Cleo's doing map game. I like map game. Game where you paint map funny colors is good game. /raid. Boom. We got the raid set up over there. We got the raid set up over there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for having a wonderful time. Apologies if you don't like my commenting. Oh, man. Yep, you're wrong. Music was king and you never even played king. I really need to play king. Damn it. Like, you are number one. You are king. All right, so YouTube, you're getting rated over to good buddy of mine named Edit. Twitch, you're getting rated over Cleo. Make sure you are polite, make sure you are respectful, make sure you have a wonderful time. And remember to appreciate yourself and appreciate your friends. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you guys again, probably later in the day for more TouHou. Who knows? Take care, everybody. Bye!